Good morning, everybody. It's Random Rhys in the morning. We're here to talk about Invincible season 2 and 1, I guess, as well. We're going to talk about it just generally. We'll
hmm
probably spoil things, so if you have not seen it, then probably watch it unless you don't care
Listen
about.
to this either on mute or listen to it and then immediately get amnesia.
That's true. Or
Yeah.
just assume that we're lying, so
Yeah.
you don't know for sure.
We'll lie about some things just to throw people off if you haven't watched it.
Any Rhys to For You pages that's not basketball related?
There's this one, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's called TikTok Riz Party.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. And apparently there's a video of all these like high school people just like dressed really nice dancing. It's kind of like a prom thing, but they made a bunch of
Okay,
videos or something. I don't know. I think that is what the TikTok Riz Party was. But then people started making lore around it. And
okay.
so they like assigned each people like a nickname, either like based off what they're wearing. So the leader is Blue Tie, I think.
Wow,
And
that's
then you have
what
White
a name.
Shirt is the second in command, and then you have like Tomato Face because his face is a little red. And then they have the main character, or like everyone's favorite character. I have no idea what this means. It's Turkish Quandale Dingle,
Okay.
and he's like the one everyone's rooting for because they think he's trying to like either overthrow the leader or do something. I have no idea, but I just get spammed all these videos, either emo edits about how sad they are about Turkish Quandale Dingle not being like I don't know.
Oh, I hate
It's
people,
weird.
man.
It's weird, but they do like there's just videos of them doing a weird little like dance where they just like move their hands side to side.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
think about? I've been thinking about this recently, and I think we've contributed a little bit to it. Not so much, but like the internet has led to the world being a lot more negative. Like,
Yeah.
remember when cyberbullying was like a bad thing?
Yeah.
People make a living off of cyberbullying people,
hmm
which is an extreme way to describe like channels and TikToks that are just making fun of someone who may or may not deserve it.
hmm
And I'm like, that shouldn't be as popular as it is. Like, I don't know, just criticism of people. And like
Yeah.
these high schoolers, I mean, I guess because they're also in the same world as us, they may not care that they're being glorified and made fun of, but they
I
might
don't
care a
there are
lot,
some
you know?
other yeah.
Like
It's
that
very
tomato
interesting.
face guy might be really embarrassed about himself now,
Yeah.
which isn't a good thing. But
Poor
then it gets to
tomato
the point
face.
where like when I was younger, I used to watch YouTube like I don't know, like Cody Ko would make fun of Jake Paul, and I'm like that's okay because it's Jake Paul. But I'm like I don't how do I know it's okay? How do I know that a person deserves to be belittled and made fun of on the internet by
Yeah.
others? Oh well.
Essentially, if you like them, then you're like, no, don't do that. And if you
Yeah.
dislike them, you're like, nice.
Like irony has really taken over. And like sarcasm and like just humorous critiques of people is a really big thing nowadays.
hmm
Not only people. I guess you and I haven't humorously critiqued a person yet, but we've like critiqued a
I
movie.
mean, we've kind of critiqued Snyder.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Snyder. But like, I don't know. Even like, did we talk about Chris Stuckman?
I don't know
What's
who that
going on with
is.
him? He's a movie reviewer. He was one of my favorites in high school when I was growing up, when I was like first getting into like movie reviewing.
hmm
He was one of my favorites. He was like very level-headed. He wasn't one of those reviewers who's like yelling or like really loud about whatever. He's like a genuinely just thoughtful person, reviewer.
hmm
And now he makes movies, sorta. He's about to
Oh,
make his
okay.
first movie, I should say. And he refused to just come out and say that Madam Web is terrible because everyone demanded from him like, "Oh, you should make fun of this movie and like upload a 20-minute rant about all the terrible things about it and whatnot." And he
hmm
just uploaded videos saying like, "No, I'm not going to do it." Like he now understands how difficult it is to make a movie, all these things. He's
hmm
like, I don't really see the value in just really going to town on how bad a movie is. And everyone is like, movie reviewing is dead. Like Chris Stuckman's dead. Like rest in peace to this guy we love. Like he's changed, he's ruined, he's canceled. I don't know if they've tried to cancel him.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, I think that's very fair of him to be like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's literally what everyone else is doing. You don't really need to
Yeah.
add on.
And also by saying he's not like he doesn't like the movie. It's very clear. It's not like
hmm
he's saying it's good. He's just saying I don't want to spend 20 minutes making fun of something, which is fine, but people are upset about it. And I don't think I've experienced this very much, but when you upload a video just ranting about how terrible something is, it
hmm
gets infinitely more views than if it's like a positive or even like ambivalent critique of something.
hmm
Like the Weekly Planet uploaded a Secret Invasion video with like it was just audio with a photo of Secret Invasion
hmm
and it got like a million views immediately because people like to Yeah, and if you look up any movie, it's like, I don't know, you type in X-Men 97 into the YouTube search bar and it's like woke or like terrible.
YouTube.
Maybe it's just on my YouTube channel because I read a paper on film criticism and why we need more diversity within film criticism going off of something Brie Larson said in like 2018. Now I just get recommended like
Criticisms.
Risisms.
Criticisms, yeah.
Just people talking about how Marvel's ruined, like all those fucked up videos about like
Yeah.
it's like a Photoshop of She-Hulk, but she's like covered in herpes and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want this.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. Anyway, that was a good Rhys for you page. You watched Invincible, right?
I did.
I know we
It
talked about it.
was, yeah, we talked about it briefly.
What did you think? What do you think of the series overall?
Like both seasons as a whole.
Yeah, just like the series as a whole. Do you like it? Do you think it's amazing? Do you think it's
I think it's
terrible?
amazing.
Should I upload a video about how much we hate it?
Yeah,
To get a lot of views and
yeah.
hence a lot of money. I
No,
don't make money on my videos, by the way.
are they not monetized? They're just not enough.
I'm weirdly close to getting monetized,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not there yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how that worked, but I like it a lot. I haven't read the comics, so I know you know much more about the series as a whole, and you can kind
Yeah,
of not
spoil
compare
it
the
for
two,
you.
but see how the parts like they've taken from the books. But
Yeah. How mad would you be at me if I get a chit and I make you read the Invincible comics?
um, how many comics are there? There's a lot, isn't there?
There's three compendiums, which I think is 50 issues each.
Holy shit, how big are
So
an issue?
150, like 30 pages max.
Okay,
Do you
that's
think,
not great.
I mean, I'm not going to do that unless you piss me off, but I still wouldn't do it probably. Make you do something else. I can make you watch Avatar.
No Way of Water?
Yeah.
No,
Invincible, would you say Invincible is like the pinnacle of superhero TV right now?
I would say so, yeah.
That's
I mean,
probably my
X-Men
favorite.
97 is also really good,
It's
but I
pretty
don't know if it's
solid.
as high.
I don't think so, but it is good. I like it a lot.
Oh, yeah, I was a little underwhelmed by the finale.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of people were, but wasn't bad.
No, I think we're talking about the finale of season two, by the way. No
Yeah.
one was
Oh, the first
underwhelmed.
finale is
No one was
insane.
underwhelmed by the first finale. I don't know. Recently, I've come to appreciate finales that are more not tepid, but just kind of less bombastic.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like a hour-long fight scene and stuff.
Yeah, which I expected. There's a thing from the comics that I think I just misremembered the ordering of what happens, or like the timeline of what when certain things happen versus other things in the
Hmm.
comics. So I was expecting one thing, we got another. I wasn't disappointed, but I do think this season was very much reactionary to Omni-Man and what happened in was it
Hmm.
Chicago? What city was it?
Chicago, Chicago. That's
They
all I
said
remember.
they said like we want to avoid another Chicago or something like that. But what Omni-Man did this season was very reactionary to it, and I think the finale really got us to a point where we understand Mark and his like he's reflecting on what's happened and himself.
Hmm.
Because the beginning of the season, I mean the whole season, he was trying to prove to the world and himself that he's not like his father.
Hmm.
And then he kills Angstrom Levy, which I always pronounce as Levy in my head, but it's
Was
Levy.
Levi.
Angstrom Levi.
Yeah, like the jeans.
Yeah, weird, big-headed boy.
Yeah. I don't
But
he looked gross.
oh yeah,
I
what
couldn't
do you think of
handle his
him?
weird little bulbous head.
What do you think of him as a villain?
I enjoyed him, but I feel like they didn't have him in the show enough. Like they kind
Yeah,
of had him in the beginning, obviously, and then he was in the background for almost the entirety of the rest of the season,
did you
unless I'm misremembering.
understand? No, you're right. There's a post-credits-ish scene, I think, in the third to last episode where
Yeah.
he's recovering and then he steps through the portals and he goes through like the Walking Dead verse and stuff.
Hmm.
Do you understand or like his motivations?
Like the fact that he's doing it because of all the other marks that have.
Yeah, because I when I read the comics, I did not realize that, or I did and I forgot. But
Yeah,
because
it makes sense because you also see him kind of like losing his I guess footing in during the fight when he's like trying to figure out why he saved him,
right,
and he like remembers all these other universes where he's done it, which I feel like as someone who knows can like go through universes and understands that should understand there can be a universe where he's not bad.
that's I was also thinking that, but at the same
Yeah.
time, he's not one person. He's every version of Engstrom Levy in one. Maybe not every
Yeah.
version, but like a lot of them. So they're all combined into him. So he has memories from all of these universes. So I think it makes sense that he'd be conflicted,
Hmm.
even if the original one from the Invincible universe that we see
Hmm.
isn't a villain, really, when he gets combined with every other version of him. Because I don't know if what do they say in the show? I can't remember in the comics, but almost every other multiverse, Mark Grayson joins his dad.
Yeah.
It was very rare to not have an evil version of him.
Yeah, I
So
believe I think that's what they said.
yeah, so I think again, I don't know if I realized or if I did realize it when I was reading the comics. I don't remember realizing it, but the reason he is so hateful of Mark is not because of the accident, which isn't Mark's fault, but he thinks is Mark's fault.
Hmm.
It's because I mean that, but also that every other version of Invincible is a fucked up asshole.
Yeah, and they all hate him. That makes sense. I made the connection when like watching it that obviously these were like a bunch of different universes. They very obviously showed it, but I
Yeah,
didn't really think about how much anger like combined it would be in his head
right.
of being like millions maybe of like versions of himself just extremely pissed off.
Yeah. Did you like all the universes we got to see? I told you
Yeah,
Batman was in it. I think I tried to
you
do it as a
did.
joke because you knew Spider-Man was in it.
I did. They did say that he wasn't going to be in it, so
I
but
guess technically that's not Spider-Man for
yes,
legal reasons,
Agent Spider or something.
but I did really love how Mark flies into that universe and his first question is, "Are you going to beat up that old man?" Because so many Spider-Man villains are just super, like the Vulture is just like 1,000 years old, and
Yeah, he just has
Spider-Man
a
just
weird
beats the
little vulture
shit out
nose.
of him. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I liked Invincible kind of judging Batman for his name, even though
Yeah, that was like
Invincible
a
has an incredibly ironic name.
that's a running joke in the Invisible comics, and any like crossovers he has is he's like Batman. Really, you went with that, and then he meets the Avengers at one point, not in the original run. But
Mhm.
like I think there's a crossover, or maybe this was fan made, but I saw it and it was like he was like, okay, so Iron Man, you wear iron.
He doesn't
Spider
even wear
Man,
iron.
yeah. But he was just going through, be like, okay, yeah, this is kind of lame. But even though his universe is like Rexplode, like
That's pretty good. That's
that's just
pretty good.
putting Rex within the word explode.
Yeah, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, Adam Eve's a pretty unique name.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the future version of the Guardians of the Globe of the Galaxy?
Actually, I saw that scene from the comics on like Instagram or something right before I watched it.
Oh, that sucks.
And I just assumed, well, it was just the part where Eve was talking to him about,
Oh.
yeah. And I just assumed they were both older. Or actually, I just thought Eve had a haircut. But
Yeah, she doesn't. She still looks great. Like she doesn't look
yeah,
like she's. I mean, they
so,
only
so
said it was
they,
20 years, so it's not like she'd be
no.
super old.
But when they pulled up, I was like, oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna make a video on, and I don't think this is a spoiler for you or for anyone out there listening, but out of every comic book character that I've ever read, Mark Grayson has by far the most tragic existence out of anyone.
Really?
Yes, and I'm gonna make this a video, and I think you're not gonna watch it for at least 5 years.
Yeah, it's gonna
But
be a
if you do,
while.
you'll understand why. Because that guy has a fucked up life.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's the stuff
And
with
what we've
Omni-Man. I
seen,
know it
yeah.
happens with him and Anissa.
Oh, yeah, that's really horrible.
Yes.
But what was I gonna say? Do you have any predictions for what's upcoming? Because we
Uh,
left how did the episode end? Alan and Omni-Man are in prison together.
yeah, I mean, I assume they break out. This seems like very logical.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything.
I know Adam, Eve, and Mark get together eventually, unless they change that in the show.
There are some changes, and we can talk about those in a bit after your predictions.
Yeah, but I assume they'll get together. I know they're endgame.
Okay.
I have no idea what that weird Egyptian stuff was.
I don't think that was
I think that's just a running
anything.
joke, is what I heard.
Yeah, I don't remember that from the comics at all.
Okay.
So I don't know what that is, if I'm being honest with you.
Then yeah, unless they introduce like another villain for the next season. I guess it just starts with the Viltrumite stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to reread the comics. I'm gonna make this video on why Mark has a fucked up, horrible life.
Yeah.
But yeah, what they've changed from the comics, from memory, a lot of the ordering of things happens
Hmm.
differently. That was kind of the first thing I noticed. I hesitated to read the comics for a long time because I didn't want it. I love the show so much, I didn't want it to be ruined for me.
Hmm.
Not ruined, but I wanted to see it unfold in the show. And
Hmm.
the first thing I notice is in the comics, a lot of things happen in a different order. Like the what are they called? The Machine Men. We texted about it.
Animen?
Yeah, the Reanimen.
Reanimen.
That happens later, like a lot later than it did
Okay.
in season one, if I'm remembering correctly. The first villain that Mark fights is like his teacher. And it like that was interesting for Mark, I guess. His friend William is there's a lot of not a lot. There's a decent amount of homophobia in the comics.
Oh,
Not like
isn't he
explicit
just a
hatred.
closeted man?
Yeah, he's closeted. William is in the comics, and then when they get to college, that's when Mark finds out. And Mark's not like upset or anything,
Hmm.
but prior to William coming out, they would joke about it a lot for a decent amount, which
Yeah.
not great. Amber in the comics is just barely a character. Like I know a lot of people dislike Amber in the show.
Hmm.
After season one, people kind of hated on her. But in the comics, she's pretty much just there to be like the stereotypical love interest for a superhero.
Hmm.
And she doesn't really have any depth beyond that. So I think Amber in the show is a lot more interesting.
Yeah, she's much better the second season, I feel like.
Did you not like her in the first season?
I didn't hate her, but I could like
Yeah.
understand why people disliked her. Maybe not to the degree they did, but
Oh
like,
no, there people took
yeah.
that way too far.
Yes.
I also like Amber when Mark reveals he's invincible to Amber in season one. She's like, I know. And he's like, then why were you so upset with me? I don't remember what she said.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I mean, I guess I've never experienced this where I'm dating a superhero. But one would like to think that if they knew their partner was a superhero, they'd be a little lenient.
Hmm.
And I think in the first season they didn't depict Amber as being that like all that lenient. So I can
No.
understand why people were
Yeah.
upset about it. But again, it's fine. They broke up anyway. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen season two.
The do. It was a very sad moment.
Were you sad that we didn't get to see Battle Beast at all?
I Battle Beast is sick.
He's so fucking
I
cool.
don't know what he would have done in anything.
Just shows up and beats everyone up again.
Yeah. I
What
mean,
would you
Mark got beat up enough
what would you say was the standout from season two?
to stand out.
Or like your favorite episode, favorite moment, things like that.
This isn't. I forgot the Martian dude. Not the Martian dude. The astronaut that got back got what are those creatures called?
I can't
The little
remember.
squid.
Sequid.
Sequid. He got
Sequid.
resequided.
Yeah, he vomited one up.
Yeah, and then got sequided again. So
Yeah.
that'll probably be a big plot point because they're terrifying.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that episode, or even the one before when the Guardians got absolutely stomped on by that weird buff guy. Because the other
Oh, the lizard
lizards
gang?
didn't do much. They really didn't. And then the big guy just was like eating people and shit. It was gross.
Yeah, that was fucked.
Yeah, that was like obviously it was used for shock value, but it was still a really good episode. And then the following one was kind of good. I enjoyed seeing Rex just so out of it, but somehow alive. Just being
Do you think that because we talked about it a while back, how Kingsman 2 ruined the universe? Maybe not ruined, but it was pretty lame how they introduced a cure for being shot in the head.
Mhm.
Do you think that was also part of it in Invincible season two? They didn't cure getting shot in the head. He just happened to survive.
Yeah, I think that was fine because he was clearly dying.
Yeah,
And they've already shown they have the technology to like help people in that kind of condition.
right. And I mean, they could have just made him into a cyborg
Yeah, exactly.
because what they did that to Donald and William's boyfriend. What's his name?
Hmm.
I don't remember.
Rick.
Rick. It is Rick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rick Dalton.
Why do you know both names? Because
It
he's your
was
favorite character.
Rick Dalton.
Is it not Rick Dalton in the comics? I
I
have
thought
no
that was
idea.
Rick Dalton.
Is it
Oh, it's the
Josh
dude in
Groban? Wait, hold on. Let me guess. I know this. Rick Dalton. Give me a hint.
okay, Quentin Tarantino.
Is that Brad Pitt? Or no, the other guy.
Oh, the other guy.
Leo? Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio's
that
character?
was that
Yeah.
was him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay, we did it. And that is our Invincible review.
Yeah, it ends with Quentin Tarantino.
That is my favorite show I've watched this year.
Invincible.
Yeah, I think so.
I actually wasn't sure where to put it because it being split up kind of ruined the momentum, even though I understand
Oh,
they had to
yeah.
like fix things, but I'd rather they have just waited a little bit longer and put it all out at the same time.
Did you like the Omni-Man episode?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What did you
Yeah.
think of Oliver?
I have no thoughts about him.
His
Just a-
purple
he's a little-
brother.
yeah, he's a little purple guy. I have nothing against him.
Yeah.
He kept screaming in the final episode, which makes sense.
Well,
But
he's a baby boy.
yeah, each time I was like, come on, man, stop that.
It's not that
That's
deep.
that's too high pitched. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
Man, just kill Angstrom Levy.
Yeah. You should be growing faster than this. We heard you would grow fast.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Do you like
Also,
oh, go ahead.
speaking of which, this reminded me of another Rhys For You page.
Oh God, is it
Have
basketball
you
related?
no, have you seen Eraserhead?
No. Wait, yes, I have.
Okay,
The
do you
David
know
Lynch movie?
maybe, I don't know. But you know the
Okay.
weird looking baby in it, the one that looks
Yeah.
like an iPod, like an AirPod.
Yeah, like the little
Yeah.
worm man. Yeah.
So p people have been talking about how they wouldn't mother it if it was their kid
Okay.
because it looks terrifying.
All right.
And other people are like, yeah, but it's just a regular baby with colic and stuff. And everyone's like, no, we're not talking about what it actually was. We're talking about if our child was literally an AirPod.
Oh, literally an AirPod.
Yeah, like it's not like what he sees the baby as, but it's literally that AirPod.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, but everyone was like arguing about that for a while. So I remember talking about little Oliver. I was like, oh yeah,
I'd mother that. I'd mother
you know, do
Oliver. You gotta
that.
raise him
Yeah,
not to be a horrible person.
little Oliver.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Viltrumites are bred to be monsters, I guess.
I
Or
think he'll be
genetically.
fine.
Viltrumites?
No, no, Oliver.
I mean, I could tell you if he's gonna be fine if you want.
Oh God,
He
no.
turns into an AirPod.
And then Debbie's like, sorry,
Oh, I
man.
don't wanna I don't wanna do this.
I don't want to deal with that. I was when her arm was broken. I was like, oh shit, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Oh, we remember we did that episode we did on best multiverse is,
Hmm.
and I said Invincible is my favorite, but I couldn't tell you why.
Hmm.
I still can't tell you why. I'm just kidding. It's Batman.
It's Batman.
No, I love how they didn't even show Batman though.
No,
I
it's
think
just a little
that would have
dude.
been a legal thing too. Because you
If they
can,
showed him,
yeah, I think so. I think that would have been a step too far. But the fact that you only see the cape and then Mark says Batman
it's
is
fine.
okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
imagine, I guess. I don't know. I don't you don't see his face in the comics either. I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of the early Invincible episodes. Because
In season one or
he
two.
season two. Because he almost married a fish. Remember that.
Oh yeah.
Let me see what happens in this.
I mean, the first episode is with Levi. Then
Oh yeah.
there's the fish episode. Incredible name for an episode.
Yeah,
I actually don't
I
remember.
think that was the name of the comic too. In about 6 hours, I lose my virginity to a fish.
The last one is obviously him and Omni-Man, which that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah. Oh, also another change from the comics to the animation is in the comics. I think it's the dog comic book dog that he likes is named Science Dog, I think.
Oh, it's in a
And in the
seance.
show, it's Seance Dog, and I think it's just like because Doctor Strange is more cool than Science, despite what Peter Parker would say.
Maybe because he's not actually a student. I don't know how much he is in the comics, but he like does not go to school once.
No,
So
he
they
does that in
just
the
didn't
comics
wanna
too.
they didn't want to make it seem like he cared about science.
Yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. He pretty much flunks out of college like he did
Yeah,
in the
which
show.
it makes sense. It'd be
I mean,
difficult.
yeah, you would. It's probably more important for him to save the world when literally constantly there's a threat that could destroy everything.
Hmm.
And the Guardians of the Globe are really bad at their job. I'll
Yeah,
say it.
they have essentially no one I would trust to go up against like a huge heavy hitter. Like I guess Immortal when he
Yeah, but
was on it
Immortals
still.
died twice already.
Yeah, but that was to the same person.
Okay, I get. So does that count as dying once?
No, it was still dying twice, but it was that
Yeah.
person's
Well,
gone.
the original Guardians team was just the Justice League, but
Yeah,
I
they were
would
pretty
trust
good.
them. Like if Omni-Man decided to come back and kill, or if any Viltrumite was like, I'm just gonna end this and kill the
Yeah,
new Guardians, it would not take nearly as long. And it took like a minute for him to do so
yeah.
with the
Like
original Guardians.
Anissa would destroy everyone.
Yeah.
What's even the
Uh,
point? Why don't they just do it? Why are they trying to get Mark on their side? They can easily do it.
do you want me to tell you?
No.
Because I know why. It's a very interesting reason, or it's not a very interesting reason, or they never address it.
I mean, I could see it being something where it's like they want the hybrid child, I guess, because then maybe
Okay.
humans will resonate with it more. They might be more willing if they're like, oh, he's half human.
I mean, they don't want, and this isn't a spoiler, this is in the show, I think, but they don't want to take over. They'd rather be given the
Hmm.
reins.
Okay. The reins.
Yeah, they want not sponsored, but we should be.
Yeah.
I don't know, let me think. Who in the new Guardians? We have
Adam Eve, if she's in it,
Adam Eve
she's
could,
cracked.
yeah, she's like Green Lantern, but way better.
Hmm.
She can do anything.
She's like Scarlet Witch sorts, I feel
I didn't
like a
I
Scarlet
still
Witch and Green
yeah.
Lantern
I
combination.
still haven't seen the Adam Eve special. Do they establish anything about her character in that? Like about her powers and
They
stuff?
do, but I
You're
don't remember.
okay. This is hard because I can't say anything, but I want to.
Yeah, I would watch
Uh,
the
Adam
special.
Eve is the only hero aside from Mark who could hold a candle to a Viltrumite.
Yeah. Can she handle them like speed wise though? I think that's the one
No,
issue.
speed is difficult.
Yeah.
Robot little Rudy is
Little
fucked.
Rudy. He's
Like
gone.
he's incredibly smart, but like he's not at this point, at least, not that capable. He should not be the leader, in my opinion.
No, I
The
mean
leader should be.
he's incredibly smart.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like
he's
he'd be
like
fine as a leader. He
he
just
might
can't be on the
canonically be the
field.
smartest person in the universe. I don't know though. Monster Girl is pretty good.
She's a cool character.
Oh, and I love every characterization in the Invincible world, I think is incredible. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of unique twists on like, I don't know, like powers that we've seen a dozen times before, but we get to see it in like a unique way.
Hmm.
Like Adam Eve being kind of like a Scarlet Witch, Green Lantern type. I don't know what robot would be, I guess. Like
Uh,
Monster Girl is kind of like the Hulk, but
it's more of a curse. Yeah.
it's a curse where she gets younger. I don't know. I don't know what else. We got a new addition to the team in what's his name?
Yeah, I don't think I ever learned his name.
Bulletproof is his name.
Is he bulletproof?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Is he like a Luke Cage guy?
No, he's like basically the same powers as Viltrumite, but not to the same degree.
Oh, okay. The
Black
Guardians.
Samson.
Yeah, I like him. I don't actually know what he does. I feel like I forgot. He didn't do
Yeah,
anything
I
the
don't
second
know. I don't
season.
know either. I don't know. We get a shrinking Ray. What's her name?
Shrinking Ray. I tried to look up Guardians of the Globe
Did you get the
members.
video game? There's a
Is there
video
a
game
video
on it.
game?
It's a iOS or it's a phone app RPG. I've thought about playing it, but I don't know if I will.
Oh, I think I've seen that, but I don't like RPGs, so I haven't played it. Because also there's an a Avatar one called like Next
Like
Generations or something.
Atla or
Atla.
Blue Boys.
I will almost never be talking about the Blue Boys.
Rexplode is an idiot, and he's not even that powerful. He should not be on the team. I don't know how
No,
he
he
got.
just throws shit at people, and half the
He's
time it doesn't
Gambit,
work.
but not really
Yeah.
that interesting.
I think he's interesting, and
I
he's
mean,
just
yeah, his
sick. He's just
characterization is
insane.
interesting, but his like actual like powers not that impressive. Duplicate
No.
is. I mean, did you get sad when Duplicate died? And then were you happy when it turns out
Not.
she wasn't dead?
I was happy she wasn't dead. I didn't actually care that much when she was dead,
Yeah,
but I was like, "Oh, immortal." And then
yeah,
when she was back, I was like, "Yay,
yeah. And then
immortal!"
Immortal is pretty
I,
cool.
yeah,
It
I
was
like them
Abraham
together.
Lincoln.
It makes sense. He was
Does
Abraham
it?
Lincoln. Yeah, because they both died a shit ton of times.
Yeah,
It's kind of
you're
like
right.
the Rudy and Monster Girl combination, where it's a little weird,
But it's not
but
that
it
weird.
makes sense why they would
Yeah.
like connect.
Cause I mean they're both fucking 40 years old.
Yeah, but
Or not,
they
yeah,
look like
Monster Girl and
kids,
Rudy. Yeah.
which is crazy.
What a good show. I love that show.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I think I ended up ranking it like my fourth favorite show that I've seen this year, but it also
What are you
seen some
putting
really
above it?
good Fargo, Mindhunter, and The Bear.
Okay, that's
Which
fair.
I debated about The Bear because it's really good, but so's Invincible, obviously.
Would you put Invincible season one? Where'd you rank Invincible season one on this list?
Near the probably above Mindhunter.
So number two?
Yeah, I'm unsure if I'd put it above Fargo, but I would
Where'd you
say
put
that Invincible's a better show than The Bear and Mindhunter. But just season two itself, I
right.
wouldn't put above because I like watched the entirety of Mindhunter and the entirety of The Bear, but
Right.
just technically only the 5 episodes of season two.
That's true.
Yeah,
What would you did you finish True Detective season one?
no, still on episode 6, but I think we're watching it
Oh,
tonight.
so we can't talk. What do you think about it so far? Any
It's really good.
predictions?
Um,
Batman shows up.
I will be very disappointed if they do have Rust end up being the person. I don't think he is.
At what point
And I
did you
think he's going to get
realize?
accused. Oh, what?
I was gonna say, at what point did you realize that is why they're interviewing him?
Because I think it's him.
Yeah,
I don't think pretty early on I thought, oh, I wonder if like they're accusing or like they're thinking about him, but I didn't think it was true. That was kind of just like a passing thought. And then I
right.
think that like episode 5, when they kind of more confirmed it, I was like, I can see why they're doing that because they showed the picture of it happening after they had caught their guy.
Right.
And I was like, oh, so it's still out there. And then
Yeah.
Rust had been gone for however long, and I'm like, okay, so they think it's Rust.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character out of
Oh,
Rust and what's the other guy's
definitely.
name? Can't remember.
Uh, Marty?
Yeah, Marty.
Yeah, I Rust is a very interesting character. It was weird to see him become a hippie, like a hardcore hippie.
It's so weird. Like he's very hippie. I not less so hippie, more so like I don't know how to describe him prior to Old Rust.
Well,
But he was like clean cut looking.
it
And
was
then he
clean cut.
shows
He
up with
was
this
just
super long
pessimistic.
hair. Oh yeah,
Like
he's
he was a
pessimistic.
realist.
Yeah, he has, I don't know, some strange metaphysic beliefs.
Hmm.
But overall, he's mostly saying, like, I don't know, I'm thinking about making a video on like the philosophy of Rust Cohle because it's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Do you buy into it, what he's saying? Because I know you're less or not religious,
No.
but
I don't know. I don't remember everything he said. Some things I've been like, okay, and then other times I'm like, that's just complete gibberish. There's no
yeah.
reason for you to believe that.
Well, the thing that stuck out to me, not stuck out, that I remember, I guess, is that he says that because Marty's pressing him, like, to tell him about what he believes in. Because
Hmm.
everyone in whatever town, Louisiana, can't remember what town it was. Was it even
Yeah,
Louisiana? I don't know.
I don't know.
They all believe in God for the most part. And then
Hmm.
Marty is like, how can you not believe in God after seeing this? And Russ goes, okay, you want to hear it? Like, I'd rather not tell you, but if you want to hear it, I believe that human consciousness was a misstep in evolution. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then he
very
just keeps
interesting
going.
belief.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense because how would it be like just how evolution works? You wouldn't can't be a misstep, you know? And he might just be saying it shouldn't have happened
Oh
because
yeah,
he
no, I
thinks
think
it's
he
a wrong,
I
like
don't
a
think it was an
bad
accident.
thing
Yeah, I
against
don't
the
know if he
world.
thinks it was an accident, but I definitely think he believes it shouldn't have happened. Which, yeah, I fucking love that character though.
No, he's very interesting. This is the only time having not seen Matthew McConaughey in a lot of things. I'm like, nice.
Now that you've seen him in that, would you put him as the Hulk?
No,
Would you put him as Iron Man?
no, I wouldn't put him as anything.
Yeah, me neither.
He's Rust. That's him.
Again, maybe Mephisto or something, but
Yeah. Oh,
really good
Mephisto's really good.
detective.
Yeah,
Like he's maybe I mean, I was gonna text this to you. I was gonna say he might be the best detective in all of TV.
that's
But then
like
there's like
my
Sherlock
like.
Holmes
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say.
like Batman. So and like Poirot. So like in terms of real world detectives, I guess, that aren't cartoonish caricatures of detectives, he's really good.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Marty,
excited. Marty
not
sucks.
very good. Yeah.
I
Also
mean, I
not
like him when he's
not a
just
good
helping out
person.
Rust. Nope.
Yeah, I've seen that season of True Detective twice, and the first time I watched it, like I loved it. Second time I watched it, I was like, oh, so this is kind of like playing off of like Russ is a bad person and Marty
Hmm.
is like a better person. But then you find out it's not that at all.
Hmm.
Like they're both bad people, and Russ is arguably better, I think.
Yeah, in some ways.
Yeah, like he sticks to some like he's a very moral person,
Hmm.
but like, you don't want to hang out with him. I would love to be like, hey man, give me a cigarette. He'd be like,
Sup,
no.
Rusty boy.
Yeah, would you? When he shows up at Marty's house and he's super drunk, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. It's like heartbreaking, but he's just standing there like holding flowers.
Yeah, and he's just like lightly tilted.
He's like, yeah,
He
he
looks like a little
looks,
shy
he
guy.
looks horrible. Like he's clearly fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but man, any predictions for that?
No. I do think I wouldn't be surprised if they end up arresting Rust for it, but I still don't think it was him.
Okay,
And
I won't say
I think
anything.
I'd be more annoyed if they did end up being him because I feel like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but maybe it does make sense.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm shipping him and Maggie, Rust and
Which is
Maggie.
Maggie Marty's wife?
Yeah.
Are you not shipping Marty and Alexandra Daddario's character, whose
No,
name I can't remember?
I don't even know if I knew her name. I'm sure they said it, I forget, but
Yeah,
no,
wow.
no,
No.
no.
Well, when you finish it, let me know because I'm very curious where you'd put that. Are you
Like
engaged?
among my
Are you,
ranking, I'm engaged.
yeah. Are
I
you
think
hooked?
it'll
Oh,
be difficult
congratulations. Can I be
because
your
I'll
best man?
yeah, yeah.
It's set in stone now. It's on the internet.
Okay, I'll keep that. I'll have like yeah.
Go on, sorry.
No, I think it'll be interesting to rank because I want to watch the entire show
I'd
before
recommend
I
watching it.
yeah, I want to watch the entirety of it before I actually rank it.
Well, let me
Whether or not
see.
I do the entire thing with Emma or not, I'll ask her about. But I don't know if it'll like maybe if season one might be like the best season out of all of them, let's say.
Yeah,
I
which it
don't
is.
know if it'll hold up against Fargo as a
It
whole.
won't. Oh, in my opinion.
Have
I
you
haven't
watched
finished
season five?
Fargo. No, or season four for Fargo.
I don't skip season four. No one
I
cares.
watched all of True Detective, then I watched The Leftovers and Chernobyl, and now I'm watching Devs.
Devs. Okay. I might check out Devs because I just
Devs
finished
is good. I think
Bodies.
you'd really like it.
Okay.
Uh, my ranking, I've out of the 15 shows I've seen this year, True Detective is number 13 overall.
13.
Yeah,
What's number one?
Invincible.
Invincible?
Then The Leftovers, then Cowboy Bebop, Attack on Titan, Chernobyl, Resident Alien, The Sandman, One Punch Man, Suits, Three Body Problem, Reacher, Gen V, True Detective, What If, and Echo. That's my ranking.
Wow. Do you want to hear my ranking? I don't think I have as
Yeah,
many.
I mean, none of these shows I hated. But that's the thing. If I don't like a show, I won't finish it. Like, there's really no
See,
reason
I
to.
will force myself to unless like it's the
That's how I
first five
used to
minutes
be.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah.
I used to be like that, and then I just started watching a ton of shit. But now I'm watching better
Mm,
stuff, I'd say.
I have
But
14.
I'm
Sorry,
winning.
continue.
I wrote for my ranking, I wrote True Detective overall is 13, but season one is the best season out of everything I've seen this year,
Okay.
in my opinion. I haven't ranked Fargo yet because I haven't finished it, but
Yeah, if you don't think season one or two of Fargo is better than True Detective season one, then you won't think five is. Four
I
is
think it's,
probably, I know you said season two of True Detective is pretty bad,
I don't know. I didn't rewatch it.
or you weren't
I
like a
didn't
huge
want to
fan,
rewatch it.
but
I
that's
didn't think it was
season
bad, but
four of Fargo. It's not
yeah,
horrible, but it's like clearly a dip in quality.
right. Well, for True Detective, season one is unbelievably great, in my
Hmm.
opinion. This is all my opinion, obviously. Season two, I watched when it came out. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, and I
Okay.
didn't want to watch it again because I remember it being difficult to get through. It felt slow. I can't remember a single thing that happened, and yeah, it felt like going to work. I think I've said that. Season three, True Detective, returned to form, I guess.
Okay.
It's the closest to season one that we'd get. And then Night Country was fine. I didn't
Okay.
love it. I didn't hate it. It just happened, I guess.
Okay.
It's out of the three seasons I watched this year, not including season two, Night Country is definitely the weakest, but I don't think it's bad.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Now,
Fargo, I liked the first three seasons
yeah,
quite a
they're all
lot.
really good. Season three
Yeah.
took, I think I've said this on the here before too, is took me pretty long to get into, but once I was into it, I was like, this is good.
Yeah. Who do you think would win between Rust and Lauren Malvo?
In a fight,
Well, in a fight, actually, I
Lauren
don't
Melville
know.
would murder the shit out of him.
Rust is like fucked up though. Like he knows how to fight.
I don't think it matters.
Have you seen Rust
I
fight
think
at all?
I think he's shot and like beaten people up, but not in like a fight way.
He's like, did he say he was in the military? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe he was then. But yeah, Lauren would probably win.
No, Lauren would
If it was a
the only
one-on-one fight without weapons,
I still think Lauren would win.
probably, but I don't think it would be a quick fight. With weapons, Lauren would shoot him really
Lauren would
quickly.
show up out of nowhere and Rust would turn around and Lauren would just shoot him in the head,
And then Marty would
have
just,
sex with him or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
he just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. But no, so far I have a lot of one season things that I've watched.
Yeah.
I have number one Fargo, number two Mindhunter, number three The Bear, number four Invincible, number five Sandman, number six Bodies, number seven Three Body Problem, number eight Rick and Morty, the newest season,
Oh yeah.
nine What We Do in the Shadows, 10 Quiet on Set, 11 live
That's
action
a TV
Atla.
show?
Yeah, it's
Quiet on
like
Set?
four documentary episode things.
I don't want to watch that. It seems unpleasant.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Latest season of Archer, Echo, and then What If.
Okay. Well, I also watched two episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I wrote that down. I'm not going to finish it. I've decided because
What if I make that my shit?
then I'll have to watch it.
No, I wouldn't. If
That would be fitting.
I'm debating between two of them.
It's a good place and what else is there? Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No,
What are you debating to or
The
between?
Good Place and then Fleabag.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, what if I watch both and then you can't use your chit on that, but then you still have a chit. So then it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah. It's just thanks.
yeah. All right, do you want to do comic book what ifs? Or not what ifs, would you rather? Or a bunch of not Rand pollings?
We haven't done the pollings in a while.
Well, some of the polling is going to be like a what if, but
Oh.
I did a poll on I was like, I'm curious about the fandom overlap between Marvel and Community.
Hmm.
Most people on Tumblr, I got 340 votes. Love Community, but don't like Marvel. Interesting.
It is interesting.
I asked if anyone had seen Barbarella. Out of the 15 votes,
Wow.
most or over half by 3% said yes, and I love it. So
Wow. So everyone loves
I,
Barbarella is what I'm
yeah.
hearing.
Have you watched Barbarella yet?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's on. Let me check.
I don't think it's on anything, or it might be on something. I watched it on Criterion initially, and then I bought it
It's on. Wait, watch movie. There we go. Yeah, it's on YouTube and
for
like
free.
Apple TV.
I
No,
was gonna, it might be for free on something. I don't know. I could you just watch the video I made or we made. That'll
I
get
watched most of it. I don't
yeah.
know if I finished it, but
Based on Zack Snyder's comment that Rebel Moon has been seen more than Barbie, I asked Tumblr.
have you seen Rebel Moon?
No, I said, have you seen Rebel Moon and Barbie? It was like, which one have you? Most people have only seen Barbie. Second place is I haven't seen either, which is crazy because I expected more people to have seen whatever the other one was, Barbie.
Okay.
I asked about the fandom overlap between Rick and Morty and Community. Most people like both. Second place was they just like Rick and Morty but like Community, which is fair, I guess.
That is fair.
I got some comments talking about how they loved Rick and Morty until all the incest jokes, which is fair. That
That is
does
very
happen a
fair.
lot. Yeah. I asked if they prefer True Detective or Fargo. I only got 48 votes, but True Detective barely won. Favorite season of Fargo? People said season 5. Recency bias,
It
probably.
could be, but season 5 is very fun and
Yeah.
very, very well made.
Uh, I said favorite season of True Detective, season 1, of course.
Yeah.
I got a lot of on all my polls, I get people saying like, "Yeah, Barbie sweep or something." But isn't a sweep like 100% of people? Like
Yes.
they just and I've never gotten that. People are just misusing sweep, I feel.
Because yeah, sweep just means winning it all, like without
Right?
losing. But in
Like a
this kind of
sweep in a
situation, it'd
bracket would
be
be
yeah, you don't
like
lose. You just win every
Yale
single one.
wins every game.
Yeah, they sadly did not.
I wish. I lost my bracket because of that.
Hey, I've officially won. So
Oh,
take
well
that,
done.
everyone.
I
Thank you.
forgot about that, if I'm being honest. Which do you prefer, Invincible or The Boys? Invincible got half the votes. And
Did
then
the
here's
boys get the other half?
no, actually, it's a good point. The Boys got 31%, and then 10% said haven't seen one or haven't seen either, and then 10% just wanted to see the results.
Hmm.
And here's the meat. You've been murdered. Who do you want handling the case? I got
Wait, what are the
9,000
options?
votes.
Oh, actually?
And yeah, and then 2.3 thousand notes. The options
Damn.
that I offered,
Okay. I think
and people were
I.
mad at me because people wanted Columbo,
How's
but
Columbo?
I didn't put Columbo on it because I assumed no one knew who Columbo was.
Did you put Light from freaking Death Note or something?
No, but no, actually, no one.
What the hell's Columbo?
He's like an old, I don't know.
There's no way he's the best option.
I think he is. Like,
Actually,
statistically, I think he would be. I think he has like the best success rate, maybe.
there's no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's probably like doing like Jake Peralta style cases.
I don't know, let me count how many. Someone asked for Blorbo. I don't know who Blorbo is.
So who's for the option?
I've got like 10 people, 10 comments just saying Columbo. And then someone said, no love for Phoenix Wright. Fuck no.
He's
Isn't
not
he
even a
a,
detective. He's a
yeah,
lawyer.
he's an idiot. So the options.
Give me Professor Layton.
I can only have 12 options on Tumblr, by the way, which is why
Oh,
people
okay.
get mad at me. They don't realize that I can only have 12 options. Sherlock Holmes,
Makes sense. Currently number one.
Batman.
Batman, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me pull
People
up a
said,
whiteboard.
okay, do I need
Okay.
to give you access?
No,
Oh, no,
I
there we
got it.
go.
I got it. I'm gonna rank
Some
them.
people said they didn't want Batman because that means that they would have been killed by a supervillain, which is embarrassing,
I
which
think
is
you told
true.
me that, and
Yeah,
that
I
makes
did.
sense. Oh, I can't do it. I can't write. Why can't I
Hold on.
write?
How do I let you do stuff?
I can move it around. Okay, I'll just keep it in my mind, I guess.
I can do it for you.
You do okay. So
Whoops.
currently,
This is gonna take so long.
why are you writing it so big? All
Because
right,
I
probably.
can't fucking it's a
I'm
okay,
just
hold
zoomed in,
on.
I think.
This is not worth it, Rhys.
Okay. Well. Oh, I almost left the entire thing. Okay. Number one, Batman. Number two, Sherlock.
Okay. Benoit Blanc from Knives Out.
Probably third, but I'm dead in this situation, so I
Yeah,
don't
you've
get to.
been murdered. Who do
Yeah,
you
so I
want?
don't get to hang out with him, and that kind of sucks
No.
because I would love to hang out with him.
Yeah. But this person is handling your case. And I guess you want someone who is going to do it well,
Mhm.
correctly, without too much trouble. Next up we have Hercule Poirot, which is
Sounds
Murder on the
familiar.
Orient Express. God.
Oh, I have not seen that.
He had a show from like, I don't know, the 60s to 80s. He's
Okay.
like Sherlock Holmes, but I think French. I don't know. Clarice Starling from what's it called?
That
What
does
We Do
no.
in the Shadows? No. Hannibal Lecter. What's that called? Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, wait, who is it? Clarice? Is
Clarice Starling.
that her? Is that a Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Okay.
probably last. No
Okay.
offense. She did a
Uh,
great job. I don't know actually, I don't know the two before this, so I'm gonna put her above them.
you know Benoit Blanc.
Yeah, but what about the other? Oh, wait, maybe just one before
Hercule
it.
Poirot.
Yeah, I'm putting him last. I don't know him.
Okay. Will Graham. I don't think you know him.
Putting him last now.
He's Clarice before Clarice. He was the one who got Hannibal Lecter put in jail.
Yeah.
And his entire thing is he can so perfectly empathize with a serial killer that he can put himself in his shoes to figure out why they did it.
Oh, that's
And Hannibal
interesting.
found that fascinating. So Hannibal like got in close with him. But he's
You
also really what were we gonna say?
should you put Hannibal on this list? Because I feel like he did a lot of work and
He did. He did help out a lot
yeah.
before he got caught. Jake Peralta,
Oh, let's go. I would
where'd you
not
put
trust
him?
him to get me, but I want him.
Okay.
He'd have
Was he
he'd
over
have fun with
Batman?
my case. I feel like he would just stumble upon something. Yeah,
I think you're right.
he's number two. I'm gonna put him above Sherlock.
Rust Cole.
I
See, the thing about
am
him,
gonna put him after Sherlock.
okay, the thing about Rust is, and I got some comments about this, or some notes, whatever Tumblr is. And
Yeah.
it was like he would solve it 100%, but it might take him 20 years.
Yeah.
Like he does not work fast, that
No,
guy. Adrian Monk from the show Monk.
I've not seen that.
Me neither.
He'll go last now.
He's one of those fucking like remember that early 2000s onwards, maybe before then even, where it's like, "Oh, I'm a cop, but I have a special talent." This guy's special talent was OCD. So,
I'm sure
uh
that helped.
the Hardy Boys,
Ooh, no.
okay. Nancy Drew,
Also, I put them next to each other. Wherever they end
okay.
up on the list, they're next to each
Whatever.
other.
And Mystery Incorporated.
Oh,
And people
damn.
pointed out
They've
they
never
don't
handled
solve
a murder
murders,
case. Yeah.
but they do pretty well. They solve everything for the most part.
I mean, in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, they do handle much more. I don't know if there are murders, but they like people are murdered in the show.
Right.
So that group, yeah.
Okay, who are you
Dumbledore
going with?
carry.
That's everyone.
Okay, realistically, I'm going with Batman.
I voted for Batman. I thought he would win. I
Yeah,
thought
but
Sherlock or Batman would win, but they didn't. Spoiler alert.
if it was something where like you were murdered and I got to hang out with the detective and help,
Yeah.
obviously I'd be sad because you were murdered.
No, you
But
don't have to be.
I
It's
would love
okay.
to it to be either Mr. Incorporated, Jake Peralta, or Benoit Blanc. No, yes,
Yeah,
that's
Benoit
Night Time.
Blanc.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would hate to hang out with Sherlock Holmes. I feel like he'd be a dick.
Oh, he'd be so annoying.
Yeah, and then I
I'd
don't
hang
know
out
if
with
Chuck
Batman
would
though.
those people. Yeah, I don't
Would
think
you
he'd
want to
let
hang out
us.
with Rust?
Yeah, I feel like we'd have interesting conversations, or he'd
You
just
would.
hate
I
me.
think it would yeah. All right. Who do you think won?
Yeah, I knew you
I
said
was
Batman did.
surprised. Batman and Sherlock did not win. I did not. This one won with 32.9% of the votes, which is 20 more than anyone else on this list.
I think you've told me, and I
I,
forget, but I want to say, was it Blanc?
yeah, it was Benoit Blanc,
Okay,
which
he's a
is
fun little
okay.
guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 2 for 2 that we are aware of.
This poll got 11,500 votes and 4,331 notes. You're on trial for murder. Who do you want representing you?
Oh, and that one would be Phoenix Wright.
People did say Phoenix Wright, but also having played Marvel Punch, what was that game called?
Marvel.
Marvel versus Capcom
Yeah,
Infinite.
he sucks at fighting.
I don't care. He's like looking on the ground for clues. We're fighting. You're fighting someone. You goddamn idiot. He's an idiot.
Yeah, I would still take Professor Layton over him.
And also, he's a video game character, so like it's not like him as a character is a good lawyer. You play. It's dependent on how you play him, right? What are those
I
games about? Are
guess.
you actually a lawyer or are you doing other stuff?
Yeah, I think it's a combination because I've only played the him and Professor Layton crossover one. So it'd be like you're doing solving puzzles and stuff with Professor Layton and then getting information, and then you're in the courtroom with Phoenix Wright, and you like it'll give you a prompt of sorts, and then you have to like pick the right evidence to explain
Okay.
something. Yeah,
Anyway, he's not on this list. First up, Harvey Specter from Suits. You haven't seen
I
Suits.
haven't seen it.
He mostly does corporate law,
What a
but
nerd.
he
What an
doesn't
absolute nerd.
lose. Like I don't know if he lost once in the entire show,
Well,
I
then I want
think.
that person that he lost to.
I don't actually well, he lost because Mike Ross turned himself in. He was on trial for not being a lawyer. He's not a lawyer. Harvey was
Okay.
representing him. The jury was deliberating. Mike Ross realized he was like, if I get convicted, that opens up the door for everyone else at the firm, including Harvey, to get disbarred or sent to jail as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this really dramatic moment, which I cried at, where a song starts playing. Great song. I'll send it to you later. And then
Cool.
he's going to turn himself in. He's going to the prosecutor, and Harvey's running, and he's gonna go turn himself in too. He's trying to beat him to the punch, and he doesn't. But then Harvey goes to the jury afterwards because they didn't reveal what they decided on. You just want to
Mm-hmm.
find out if Mike, turned himself in for no reason. And it turns out the jury was going to say that he was not guilty. So in a way, Harvey still won. Next up, Saul Goodman.
He would do whatever it takes.
He would do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Atticus Finch from Catch Me If You Can. No, what's that called? To Kill a Mockingjay?
Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
We only see the one case, and he's not bad.
I think he lost, didn't he?
Yes, but that was not because of his
No. Yeah, that's
skill.
true.
That was definitely because, racism.
Yeah. Next up, Daredevil / Matt Murdock.
I think he'd do well.
If you got, let's say, again, I got a lot of comments saying this poll is missing essential information. Did I do it or not? And
Doesn't
I
matter.
thought, yeah, it doesn't matter, but it does kind of matter. Because, I mean, if I did it like some of these people may not represent me if I was very much guilty.
Hmm.
So I go with like Saul, I guess, if I was. But let's say you get convicted, but there's injustice. Daredevil would dress up as Daredevil, and go beat people up.
He'd
Next
get us
up,
out.
She-Hulk / Jennifer Walters.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Next,
I only know her from the show, and
I get
then
yeah.
she loses to Daredevil quite easily. So if I had to
Daredevil's
pick
a
between the
really good
two of them,
lawyer.
I would pick Daredevil. So that kind of like cancels her out. I don't know if that's the right word,
I mean,
phrase.
yeah, that makes sense. Marshall Erickson from How I
I
Met
would
Your Mother.
I would love to have him. I don't think
I
he would
got
win the case.
people saying, "Who the fuck is Marshall Erickson?"
Really.
I was like, "Really? Okay."
Maybe the
Uh,
Erickson threw him off because I feel like you're like
yeah,
obviously that's his last name, but people aren't gonna like. He's just Marshall, you know? He's
right. He
Marshmallow.
got 0.7% of the votes.
Yeah, I love him, but would not
Next
pick
up, we
him.
have Elle Woods, which is Legally Blonde lady, I
Oh,
think.
I have seen that, but it's been so long, so I don't actually know how skilled of a lawyer she was.
Next up, we have Ally McBeal, who I don't know. I've never seen anything Ally McBeal related, but she's a lawyer.
Wait, the name sounds familiar. Ali
I
McBeal.
think someone famous plays Ally McBeal.
Ah, she looks very familiar. Who is she?
She's a lawyer.
Calissa Flockhart.
Oh yeah.
Callista Flockhart. Is she in? She's in Supergirl. I haven't seen Supergirl, so that means nothing to
I
me.
think she's Supergirl's like best friend.
I want to be Supergirl's best friend.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool. Good to hang
yeah, it'd be
out.
so cool. Except I'd probably be in danger a lot.
Not with her, I think. Like you would, but like if it was a different hero, I think you're more in danger. I think Supergirl has more fun with her life than
Okay,
like Batman does.
you don't know that. Batman's a happy guy.
All right, next up, Annalise Keating, who I don't know about, but you would know her
Annalise
from
Keating.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, yeah.
So in a way, she's probably the perfect choice for this.
Yeah, she does well in all the court cases I remember her in, but I haven't watched that show in a while.
And finally, we have Perry Mason, who it's like a 60s show about a lawyer, and apparently he's got an unbelievable success rate.
Oh,
I don't know anything about him, haven't seen it, but who would you go with?
I don't know. I feel like I'd do Daredevil,
Okay. I got some of the
maybe
comments
Soul.
were if I'm guilty, Saul, not guilty, Matt, or
Okay.
Daredevil. Because Daredevil wouldn't represent you. And he would, though. People kept saying, like, Daredevil wouldn't represent you if you're guilty. He
It
represented the
depends on your
Punisher.
guilt. Yeah.
He would try to get you the best sentencing possible. But if you did something really horrible, like you murdered me,
You just
and this
beat
show
us
had to
up.
end, yeah. Yeah. A lot of people were like, this is Phoenix Wright erasure. People also like to say erasure on Tumblr. And I'm like,
Yeah.
not really. It's not like I only have 12 options. So,
I don't think Phoenix Wright would be the best choice anyway,
wow, Phoenix Wright is
but
a fucking idiot. I got one comment
he is
saying,
probably higher than
where is Jeff Winger?
I don't want Chip
You would
Winger.
lose. Like,
He'd pull
I
out
mean,
the
I guess,
stupidest argument.
yeah, he'd talk for a while, and then maybe people would be receptive to it. In this scenario, are we being put into their world, or are they being brought into ours?
I think if they're brought into ours, that would be
Because if we're brought into
more
the
fair
community world,
than Jeff Winger, because he would
Jeff
pull out.
Winger would win until he gets disbarred and he goes to Greendale, and then he would lose.
Yeah.
He turns out to be
He
a
still
horrible
wins a
lawyer
couple.
afterwards. Yeah. What do you think won? I went with Harvey. Harvey would win. He does everything. Like he would do
Did he not
anything.
win?
No, he didn't. Sorry.
I feel like you said Atticus Finch almost won when you're
No.
talking about it.
People did say in the notes and stuff like y'all are crazy. Atticus Finch is the right answer, or people be like that with Perry Mason. Neither of those two won.
Oh, is it not
This
Daredevil?
no. Daredevil got 12% of the votes.
Is that weird old guy on the TV?
No. Perry Mason?
Yeah, who am I forgetting
No.
about?
Perry Mason got 4%. This will not surprise you who won. Saul got second place.
So, am I forgetting someone?
Legally Blonde won.
Did they?
Yeah, which
That's so funny. I feel like
literally
that.
no idea. I haven't seen that movie in 20,000 years.
Yeah,
I'm sure she's a great lawyer, but I was surprised. And then I remembered it's Tumblr.
yeah.
So, yeah. Here's the next one. Who would you choose as your roommate? Iron Man, Captain America,
No,
Thor,
maybe,
Hawkeye,
maybe.
Black Widow,
No,
Hulk,
no,
Nick Fury,
no,
Loki. I thought
no.
this was
Yes,
interesting,
no.
but Black Widow dominated. And then a lot of the comments were like, are you an idiot? Like, of course we're going to pick Black Widow, which
It's kind of
she's the only woman on the list, I guess. So if you want a female roommate, that would be the only option I gave you.
it's kind of
And
creepy.
also, a lot of people were like, it depends on if, like, are we just roommates or are we doing other stuff? You're just roommates.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it'd be like I don't know. I'd want like Captain America or Thor. But my worry about Captain America is I think he'd give me a speech if I like didn't replace the toilet paper.
I don't think he would. I think
I
he'd
feel
just
like he would.
replace it. Okay,
That's
because
true.
I
He's a
think
stand-up guy, but I'm worried he'd like constantly be
Iron Man would
he'd be
be
so
fun.
annoying.
He'd be fun, but like not the kind of fun that I enjoy, and you to
Yes.
an extent.
Yeah.
Like you would not want to like he'd have like 4 day long like
Ragers.
parties, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just want to fucking sleep, man. It's Tuesday. In Iron Man, he just give out our address
Yeah. And he at
to
least
like the
he'd probably
Mandarin.
pay for it because
Oh yeah,
he
no,
doesn't
he'd pay for everything.
yeah. So
You'd
we'd be
probably
good
have
with
access
that
to
way.
his credit card. You'd probably get an Iron Man suit. You wouldn't, but you could probably put yourself into one if you had to. So I think Iron Man would be a decent choice. You'd have the nicest house, unless he's moving in with us.
Yeah.
Captain America, though, would
He'd
always
be
pay
the
rent on
yeah,
time.
he'd be the best roommate in the
He'd
sense of
be
just being a
like,
good
he'd be
roommate.
very clean, no parties. No one is coming to his house to kill him.
He'd come check up on us
Yeah, he'd
if
check
we're a
in
little
on you. Like
sad.
if you got depressed, he'd be like, "Hey man, like let's talk about it. Be good."
Yeah.
Do you think he'd be a good wingman?
I think he would pull everyone.
I was gonna say like he'd be a really good wingman, but no one would choose us over him. It's like if we were
I mean, I'm
like,
good there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thor. I feel
Thor
like
would be
he,
fun, I feel like.
yeah, he wouldn't understand anything though. Like he'd
Yeah.
probably set the house on fire because he's an idiot.
He'd use the Bifrost and the entire apartment
Yeah,
explodes.
like I feel like he'd show up, like the Vision just walks through walls and stuff. Thor would just like fly in through the roof, or he'd be like throwing stuff. I'd be like, "Stop it, man! That's our nice china. That's our nice
Yeah.
dishes.
Come
Stop
on,
that."
man.
Hawkeye would be
Eh.
super depressing, I
Yeah.
feel.
He'd just
I
be
mean,
in the
we'd
corner,
be
like
we'd be pretty
sharpening
safe.
his arrows. He would be.
We'd be safe with
Same with
all of
Black
these
Widow.
people, except for
Yeah.
Hulk. We would not be
Yeah, Hulk
necessarily
is a
safe.
terrible choice.
Yeah. Hulk got more votes than Nick Fury though, and
I
Thor.
wouldn't I wouldn't want Nick
The
Fury. I'm
fuck?
surprised by Thor though. I think Nick
Yeah.
Fury would like throw me out the window.
Black Widow, I think, would be a good roommate, but like I think you'd have to help her hide a body at a certain point.
No, she can do that on her own.
That's true.
She has that.
Yeah. Hulk, not a good choice. I would make him mad so quickly. Maybe not. I'm a pretty good roommate, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, Nick Fury, that'd be I think he'd give you a lot of lectures
Yeah.
and he'd have a lot of hidden weapons and stuff. And Loki, I thought might win
Terrible
because
choice.
Tumblr loves Loki,
Yeah, they love Tom Hiddleston.
but he'd just be doing fucking weird shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he'd be messy or anything, but I think he'd be like messing with you too much, like too many pranks.
Yeah.
So I would go with Captain America
I
or
think I'd
Iron
go with
Man,
Cap. I
depending on
would
how I'm
not go with Iron
feeling.
Man.
No, me neither. All right, which of these oh yeah, Black Widow one. I think I said that.
Yeah.
Which of these post-apocalypses slash dystopias would be the least horrible to live in?
Okay.
28 days later, so fast zombies.
No.
Terminator Salvation, so robots.
Remember that is that like the future where the
It's the
robots are
future
just
one. It's during
literal
the
hell?
war. Yeah.
Okay, no, I guess not.
Planet of the Apes.
I haven't seen latter half of those movies. I watched the first
Oh,
one.
you should watch them. They're really good.
Okay.
A Quiet Place. I
I
don't know
think you
anything
could
about that
live.
world.
Have you not seen either?
No,
You should watch them.
I will. We've talked about this like
We have.
every time it comes up. You're like, watch them. Come on, I will.
Yeah,
I always say that I'll watch it tonight, but I won't. But I will. I'll watch it tonight.
sure. That one's gonna be tough.
You can't talk or make any noise. How easy are they to kill?
Kind of difficult.
Okay. How many are there?
A shit ton.
Okay. Then I don't want that one. Reign of Fire, which is dragons.
But how many dragons?
A lot. Well, enough.
I know. Do they like? Are they just spamming the world, or can I just be like living on a hilltop, just like chilling?
No, you can't. You have to like. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I'm pretty sure Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale have like
They
squirrel
both
suits.
dragons. Oh,
They have to like fly onto the dragon and then do something special to kill them. And they're just fucking mean. They just set fire to things. Mad Max.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
You've seen Fury Road, haven't you?
I have not.
You weren't there when we saw Fury Road?
No.
Okay, well I'll describe it to you. It's a desert world without
Okay.
water
Okay.
or fuel, so everyone's gone crazy, and there are like certain societies where one guy or person controls all the water or all the fuel. I wouldn't want to live there. You could do whatever though. Remember that you've seen that episode of Rick
I've
and
seen
Morty?
that. Yeah, I have seen
Yeah.
that.
Water World, which is Mad Max, but it's water
Yeah,
instead.
I've seen the Universal thing.
I don't like swimming very much, so I wouldn't do that one. I Am Legend, so vampires, even though I guess they're technically dark seekers
Same thing.
in that world.
Same thing.
Yeah. And then Snowpiercer. So you live on a train and you eat babies. Spoiler alert.
These are actually some pretty tough choices. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't want to give any that were because like the Walking Dead universe,
It's too easy.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Like you might get shot by a human, but you're
Yeah.
not going to get killed by a zombie unless you're the dumbest person in the world.
Yeah. I guess are do we have knowledge? Like, are we dropped into the world and we know what the world is? Or are we
Yes,
like,
I guess
okay,
so. We know what we're getting into.
what was the second one? Terminator? Not Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator would be horrible.
I
Would you
might
rather
have.
get killed by a robot or a monkey? Because a robot
Yeah,
would kill you
how bad's
quick.
Planet of the Apes?
See, I voted for Planet of the Apes,
Okay.
even though I feel like my least ideal apocalypse scenario are monkeys because they're
Because they
fucking,
torture us.
yeah, like a
They're cruel.
monkey. Here's a PSA for everyone out there. If you're gonna fight a monkey or a ape or a gorilla, first of all, don't, or a chimp,
Yeah.
because what they do is they go for your face and your genitals,
They're smart
and that
like
would be
that.
very unpleasant. So I'd suggest if you have the opportunity, if you're about to fight an ape, don't. But
I
in the Planet of the Apes world, depends on
yeah.
what part of the timeline you're being dropped into. Because if it's during the ape human war, you're fucked.
You're in the middle of a war.
Unless you luck out and you get to the first apes you come across are the good ones, like
Mhm.
the nice ones, then they'll probably, unless you have a weapon and you're trying to kill them, they'll probably leave you alone.
Okay.
But if it's like way down the line, you're dropped into the Planet of the Apes universe, like I guess well into the future, you'd probably get put into a zoo, which isn't horrible.
No, it isn't pleasant.
No, like you wouldn't get you might because you can talk in the future Planet of the Apes world, the humans can't talk. So
Oh,
they'd hear you talk and they'd probably study you for science.
oh, well, that sounds bad.
Unless you pretend like you can't talk and you're not very smart, in which case you'd be put in a zoo.
Okay, assuming I'd be put in a zoo. That would probably be the safest option, albeit not fun. But
Yeah.
having knowledge, I might pick a quiet place.
Okay, because I don't know anything about that world, so I don't want to pick that one. I might pick. I like the idea of Rain of Fire because the idea of being killed while I'm fighting a dragon, that'd be
That's
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mad Max would be horrible.
No, Mad Max and
Uh,
Waterworld, I think would be very bad.
I Am Legend would be lonely, but not very difficult because those guys are idiots, the Dark Seekers. And as
Yeah,
long as you don't kidnap their girlfriend, you're fine. So I just wouldn't kidnap them. Snowpiercer,
terrible. I don't want to eat babies.
yeah, I was gonna say the train part, fine, whatever, not that horrible. Eating babies, I don't want to do that. I'll say
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I guess we would know that they're babies. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. 28 days later,
No.
terrifying. They're
Yeah.
like fast. Like I think in that world, did we talk about this? They don't have stamina. Or they have
Yeah,
nothing
they
but
don't have
like it
anything to
doesn't run
stop
out.
them. Yeah.
So they just don't stop, which would be horrible. Who would you want as your professor slash teacher? Oh, are you going with, I didn't put him on there.
Oh,
Dewey Finn, Jack Black from whatever that movie is, School of
Schoolhouse
Rock,
Rock. Oh.
Schoolhouse Rock. Professor X, but you're not a mutant.
Oh. Well, then you would just do nothing.
Yeah. Walter White.
No. God, no.
He's a good teacher, though.
Yeah, I don't want to take chemistry.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to take chemistry. I wouldn't want to do that either. I hated chemistry. It was fine, but I didn't like it. Jessica Day, New Girl, you haven't seen it, much of it.
No, I don't want her.
Indiana
Actually, I like
Jones.
Jess. She's a nice person from
Oh
what
no,
I've
she'd
seen.
be a nice.
She's a very
You'd
nice
be like
person.
six though. I think she's an elementary school teacher.
Oh.
Indiana Jones, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yoda, but you're not a Jedi. This got 0% of the votes.
Yeah, I don't know why I would want Yoda. That should be a funny
You'd
little
just
guy
be
talking to
living
me.
in a swamp. Elizabeth Halsey,
Who's that?
bad teacher, I think. Remember Bad Teacher? Cameron
Yeah.
Diaz is a bad teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Keating, which is Dead Poet Society, too
Okay.
energetic for my liking.
Wait, what'd you say?
For which one?
The last one.
Mr. Keating
Mr. Keating.
from Dead Poet Society,
That was
Robin
John
Williams.
Keating. Because I typed Professor Keating and it came up with the How to Get Away with Murder teacher
Oh,
slash lawyer, and I was like, oh wow.
too energetic for me. Sue Sylvester, which is from Glee.
Oh no.
Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus.
Nice.
Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom, which is about an alien shows up on Earth and decides to be a teacher and
That
nothing
was
can
the
kill it.
squid dude.
Yeah, and nothing can kill it
Yeah.
except for a certain like Nerf-like material. And he tells his class that they're tasked with killing him by the end of the year, or he's going to destroy the world, which
That's
would be a lot of fun. And apparently, it's like a genuinely good teacher. And Miss Norbury, who is Tina Fey from Mean Girls, I think.
oh.
Who are you voting for, Reese?
She's not a bad teacher. I'd probably Mrs. Frizzle. Miss
I
Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle won. I voted for Koro Sensei because that'd be a lot of fun. But all right, You have 6 months to train for the fight of your life. Who do you want training you? Ra's al Ghul.
Batman, maybe Rhys.
Batman is on here. Rocky Balboa.
I don't think he'd train me.
I think he just make you
He'd make
run.
me a great boxer,
Yeah.
but not
Mickey
not to win a
Goldmill.
fight. Who?
Mickey Goldmill, who trained Rocky, I think.
Okay.
So no one voted for Mickey Goldmill. Shang-Chi.
Hmm. Shang-Chi's
Not
pretty good as a
not
fighter.
bad.
Yeah.
Stick, who trained Daredevil and Elektra.
Okay.
Stick's a dick though, like a real asshole. He'd he'd make you really dangerous, but he would not be nice about it.
Okay.
Batman, of
I
course.
think Batman would
Ne
also be a dick.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Neo from The Matrix.
Eh.
Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid.
I think same thing with Rocky. He'd make me very good at karate, but not necessarily like winning a. Wait,
Yeah.
what kind of fight is this? Just a
The
fist
fight of
fight
your life.
for my life, or just
Both. Of your life,
okay?
for your life. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Tyler Durden from Fight Club. You seen Fight Club?
Yeah.
So he's not real. Basically, this would just be you punching yourself for 6 months.
I wouldn't lose.
Gurney Halleck, which is from Dune. Taskmaster, who knows every fighting thing, but
Can
I
you
don't know if he
teach me?
I
'Cause he
don't
kind of just
think
knows it.
he could, but I don't know if he'd be or if they'd teach you well. And then Wonder Woman is the final one. Who are you picking?
I feel like the nicest would be actually I was gonna say Wonder Woman, but then I was like maybe like Rocky would be a kind of chill dude.
I don't know if he
I
would.
can't, I don't remember how mean he is to Creed. I
It's
feel
not
like he's
that
not that
mean.
bad. Yeah.
No, I think it's pretty good.
I can't see Wonder Woman. Like obviously she'd be inspirational, I feel like. But she's not like
Yeah.
I don't think she'd be above Batman as a fighter. But
I think
Batman would be a
she
dick.
I think Wonder Woman's like just below Batman in terms of
Yeah, like
fighting
she's
skills.
close.
Like she'd win because she's super powered, but Wonder
Yeah.
Woman did win this poll, by the way, which surprised
Okay.
me.
I mean I can understand that.
Ra's al Ghul trained Batman. Didn't take 6 months
Yeah.
though.
I'd say Roz or Batman would also both be really good.
Yeah, I voted for Mr. Miyagi.
Really?
Yeah. Remember those movies? Did you ever see those?
I saw the one with Jaden Smith.
Yeah, if you can trade Jaden Smith to win a karate tournament, he could train me. I'm way more better than Jaden Smith.
His name is Jaden Smith.
Yeah. Which of these would you adopt? Brian Griffin,
No.
Snoopy,
Yes.
Scooby-Doo,
Yes.
Clifford the Big Red Dog,
Yes.
Crypto, the Super Dog,
Yes.
Doug from Up,
Yes.
Garfield,
Yes.
Zero, the ghost dog from Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yes.
Beethoven from Beethoven,
Yes.
Air Bud,
Yes.
Toto,
Yes.
Santa's Little Helper. That's the Simpsons dog.
Yeah, I know that.
So you'd adopt every dog but Brian Griffin. That's
Yes,
fair.
Brian Griffin.
That's
He
very
would
fair.
just drink alcohol on our couch while hitting on our mother.
Our mom. You know what? No one voted for Air Bud. I thought that'd be
Really,
more
he could make
popular.
you so much money.
Yeah. And you
He's a
just could play
he's a
basketball
literal
with a
athlete.
dog, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun as hell.
Yeah. All right. Which of these fictional worlds would you
Wait,
most
who
like to
won?
live in? Oh, Snoopy.
Okay, Snoopy and
I thought
Scooby
Scooby
are
or
probably my
Clifford.
top two.
I voted for Crypto, but I almost voted for Clifford because
Clifford would be
Winston
fun.
would love Clifford. Me,
Clifford
I
would
don't.
be such a hassle though. Like I would love to have him. He'd just chill in our backyard.
That's true. I wonder if you get like government bonuses for having that dog because you need more like room.
Maybe. I don't
Or
know.
you do a GoFundMe. All right, which of these fictional worlds would you like most to live in? Lord of the Rings,
No.
Game of Thrones,
No.
Adventure Time.
No.
Okay, Discworld. I don't think you.
Discworld.
Yeah, it's this like sci-fi fantasy thing. I
I'm
might
thinking
send you these
Discworld.
books so because I want to know about them, but I don't want to read them.
Discworld. There's a giant turtle. I want to live with a turtle.
Okay, Dune.
I don't know anything about Dune.
You don't want to live in that
Okay.
world. It's fine. Eternia, which is He-Man,
No.
Star Wars,
Where in Star Wars?
a galaxy far, far away. You mean like what time period or like what planet?
Yeah, both.
Well, okay, what
Well, I
role
mean,
do you
during
think
the
you'd be?
I don't know.
I think you'd be a Jedi,
I'd be a Jedi.
I guess. Because you wouldn't be a smuggler, you wouldn't be a bounty hunter. So that's the only other option. Or I guess you could be a soldier.
I could just be a person.
There are no people. Everyone has a destiny in that world.
Okay, fine. I'll be okay, maybe. Star Wars.
You could be
Star
a
Wars, I feel like, wouldn't
pilot.
be too bad. I could be a pilot.
Let's use a pilot. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Am I
The
Bender?
roll of the dice.
Okay. I'll roll it. I'll flip a coin real quick.
Okay. The Wizarding World.
Am I a wizard?
I guess you'd have to be, because otherwise you wouldn't know you're in the Wizarding World.
Honestly, that'd be fun. Like as long
But
as
you'd
I'm
be
not like Harry Potter style where I'm constantly getting threatened.
right. Hyrule.
I don't know that much about Hyrule.
Me neither. It seems like kind of bland.
Yeah.
The Mushroom Kingdom.
Hmm?
Be fucking
I could
bonkers,
vibe
man.
with all the toads.
Yeah, Narnia.
I could vibe with the lion. I don't remember Narnia very well.
The lion who
Azarath,
stalked.
Metreon, Zinthos. What's his name?
Aslan.
Aslan.
Yeah. Discworld 1.
Really? Is it because of the turtle?
I think it's because there's probably a pretty giant okay, apparently in Discworld there's a unseen university. You don't leave unless it's with my shoeless feet first. I don't know what that
Okay.
means. Uh yeah, I think there's probably a pretty big community of Discworld fans on Tumblr, and I tag Discworld.
Okay.
That's just my theory. Again, I don't know much about this, but which of these
I,
or
I
which one would
would
you live in?
I would live in
I vote for Avatar.
either I would either Avatar or the Wizarding World.
Okay.
Because again, unless I'm living like at school at the same time as Harry Potter, like if I'm after all that,
Yeah, odds are you're
I'd just
fine.
be yeah, I'd just be having a grand old time.
Yeah. All right, which of these video game worlds would you want to live in? Mario,
No,
Zelda,
no, we've already been over those two. I could
and
vibe with the
Animal
Toads.
Crossing.
I'd be peaceful.
It'd be so peaceful.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Am I by myself?
Yes. But you can hang out with villagers.
Maybe. That would
Okay.
be. Can I hear the music?
If you want. You can turn it off and
Cool.
on.
Sick.
Stardew Valley.
I haven't played it, but I feel like that'd also be
It's just
peaceful.
you're living on a farm
Yeah.
and you're fighting capitalism one day at a time. GTA,
That's just the real world.
Halo,
Don't know anything about it.
Red Dead Redemption. So you're a cowboy.
Yeah, being a cowboy would be
You
fun,
don't
I
have
feel
to be
like.
a bounty hunter or anything. You can just live there.
I can just be a cowboy.
The Sims. No, right?
No, I don't want
Be
to. I
controlled.
yeah.
Borderlands.
Don't know much about that either. I've seen the trailer for it.
Fallout,
No.
other. A lot of people
I
said
don't know. I don't want to think.
Pokemon.
I don't want to do that to the
I
animals.
know, right? A lot of people are like, how could you forget Pokemon? And I'm like, I thought about it, but it's fucked up, man.
Yeah. And
Like, I know I picked fucked up options. Like GTA, I just want to see how many people would pick it.
Mhm.
But Pokemon, like, it's like cartoonish and cutesy, but like you're, enslaving like sentient beings, like
Yeah.
in a ball,
I
which is
would.
not.
I'm picking Minecraft. It'd be a vibe.
Okay. I thought about Minecraft, but I'm like, but then you'd be alone. But then I'm like, but then you'd be alone.
Yeah, it's just living in the woods by yourself, just going on adventures.
Yeah, and you could build anything. Well,
Yeah.
not anything. You build a lot of things. All right, which of these would you most like to be? Jedi.
No,
Okay. Wizard. Harry Potter, though.
maybe.
Demigod. You don't know anything about Percy Jackson.
Still be fun to be a demigod.
Yeah.
Demigod.
Mutant.
No,
Inhuman.
also no.
A vampire, but a Twilight one.
No.
A double O agent from James Bond.
That'd probably be fun.
Yeah. A TVA agent.
No, I don't think that'd be fun.
An Asgardian.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
that's my top right now.
okay. A Na'vi from Avatar. The Blue Boys.
No, I don't want to be blue.
A
No offense
Bender.
to blue people. Oh, a bender?
Yeah.
I would love to be a bender.
Bender won.
Yeah,
And I guess because
yeah,
like you don't know which one you're gonna be, but all of them are pretty good.
yeah, and it'd be like imagine having that control, I guess,
Yeah.
of just any singular element would be such like a useful thing for just everyday
Right.
life, I feel like.
And you could use it for good, for evil. You could use it just for like convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bender did win. I voted for Jedi. I don't know why.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure I forgot that Bender was on this list. But also depends on if you're if you're in the fight. Like if you're Bender before the Fire Nation took over, they'd probably try to kill me. And
Not if
frankly, I
you
cannot handle that.
do some sick
Bending.
flips and stuff.
Yeah. Almost no one voted for TVA agent, which is
Yeah, I don't know
fair.
why you'd want to be a TVA agent.
All right, last one. If you could
Okay.
have one of Wolverine's powers, which do you choose? The claws or the healing factor? Have you seen this skit?
Is it if
Someone,
he doesn't have the healing factor and it's just really painful?
it's really painful. Yeah, someone made this skit like a decade ago. It's really funny.
If I get the healing factor, does that mean I don't die like at all?
Yeah.
Dang, that's
You can
tough.
kill yourself.
I can?
You can be killed, but you probably won't.
I
I've been
guess
reading.
healing factor.
That's what I voted for. I don't know. Bless you. I've been reading
Dang.
House of X and Powers of X. I
Mhm.
read it entirely. At one point, Wolverine flies into the sun on the head of a sentinel and he dies. So you could do that.
Okay. How,
Yeah.
how easily is that
I
achieved?
mean, not easily at all. But that whole, and then Professor X grabs 5 mutants who have like individually, they each have a power to kind of create life. Like one of them is named Gold Balls, who just can create an infinite number of golden balls. And then
Okay.
they realize that they're not gold balls, they're gold eggs. So they create eggs,
Uh,
someone seeds the egg, then they speed up the time so they grow into whatever the age that you want. And Professor X brings them all back. Like 5 X-Men die trying to stop this mother mold sentinel thing because they have
mhm.
to, and he brings them back through these gold balls, And then Professor X, using Cerebro, has copied the consciousness of every mutant across the planet for like the past several years, so he can put their consciousness into the gold balls. And then
That's
he's like,
crazy. Just kill
"You're
him.
back!" Like, wow. He's like, "You never died." And I'm like, "No, that's a different fucking person."
Yeah.
Like, they think they're
Hey,
the same, but
that's the ship of Theseus, man. You
yeah,
make your
like
argument.
that's why. Because do you think we'll ever get to the point where you can put your mind into a computer?
I mean, I have no idea how that would work, but I wouldn't put it past technology
Because
eventually.
even if we have technology where you can put your mind into like a computer and live forever,
Hmm.
that's not your mind. That's a copy of your mind. So
Yeah.
it's not the same you. Okay.
Oh,
But yeah, anyway, he brings them all back, and that's a whole plot point. But
it's crazy. Just let him
so
die.
I mean, Wolverine, right before he died, goes to Nightcrawler, who's going to teleport him into space onto the Sentinel head. Is
Mm.
like, so is your god? And Kurt or Nightcrawler is like, yeah, probably. You scared Wolverine? And Wolverine's like, yes, I've murdered so many people. And then Nightcrawler is like, well, when you get to heaven, like, look for me. I'll be waiting for you. And he teleports Wolverine under the head, and then they fly into the sun.
They both
Nightcrawler
fly
just
into the
dies
sun
immediately. He just
in
dies because they're in
space.
space, yeah. And then Wolverine has to chop off the final thing holding the Sentinel head.
Okay.
Yeah. And then someone shoots Cyclops in the head. Yeah.
So sad.
Pretty good series though. I
Is
liked it.
House of M the one where Scarlet Witch says like no more mutants or something?
Yes. But this is House of X,
Oh, House of X.
which is
Okay.
about, have you heard about Krakoa? It's like
The Squidward from the SpongeBob episode
maybe,
when he has powers and he's like a volcano.
probably. But no, House of X is about, remember Moira McTaggart?
Who?
Moira.
Moira
She's Rose Byrne
McTaggart.
in the live action movies.
Oh, is that her? Okay,
Yeah, that's her name,
yeah,
her
yeah.
character's name. We find out she's a mutant whose power is once she dies, she reincarnates back into her infant self.
Okay.
So she realizes that every single thing that the X-Men do to survive fails. They always lose. So every time she has one of these lives, she tries something new. Like at one point, she tries, supporting Professor X. It fails. Next life, she supports Magneto. It fails. The next life, she supports Apocalypse. It fails. And then in her final, like the final thing she tries is she gets Professor X and Magneto to create a mutant nation state called Krakoa, which is actually
Hmm.
like a living island. And every mutants can live there like in like a asylum if they want to survive.
Hmm.
And, and it gets to the point where the humans are terrified because they're like, well, the mutants are the next step in evolution. And Professor X tells them that. He's like, we are the next step. We will not bend the knee to you guys. I'm
Hmm.
done trying to like do this peacefully. And so the humans start building things to kill them. And one of them is there's like this really fascinating chart where it goes from like, it's like the chart of Sentinels. So it goes like Sentinel and then Master Mold and then Mother Mold and then Nimrod, which is like this character in Marvel who is like he's like the pinnacle of technology.
His name's Nimrod.
Nimrod, yeah. Really silly design.
Did you know Nimrod's a biblical figure?
No.
That's crazy. When did it turn into something that means dumb?
I don't know. I was wondering that too because Nimrod is like crazy powerful. And like the
Oh
reason they
wow.
had to stop this mother mold in House of X, Powers of X is because if the mother mold gets created, Nimrod gets created, and the second that Nimrod gets created, the mutants will lose. Not the second, but like that
Going
just
very fast. Yeah.
solidifies the fact that they are destined to lose. And this whole series takes place over like 10,000 years.
Hmm.
So it like in Powers of X, it goes from like year 0, year 1,000, year 10,000, and it talks about the evolution of human sentience.
Hmm.
So humans, in order to evolve to combat the mutant or the fear of the mutant evolution, they bond or bind with technology, and then they eventually become this symbiosis of like technology and humans. And then
Hmm.
that eventually becomes something else, which eventually becomes something else. And there's like this chart of like basically sentient consciousness, like a hive mind. And as that hive mind grows and grows, it joins up with other hive minds across the universe. And canonically in the Marvel Universe, apparently, a black hole is one of these hive minds that became so dense because it just, accumulated so much sentience that it collapsed in on itself and became a black hole.
Oh, interesting.
And so that is kind of the evolution of the humans, while the mutants just continue being mutants. Well, they also use Mr. Sinister to like create mutant hybrids and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, and then currently they have a series coming out called The Fall of the House of X. And I was like, oh, like The Fall of the House of Usher.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's related?
Yes, actually.
Do in all these like X-Men runs and stuff, do other superheroes just not exist?
No, they do.
So like are the Avengers like anti-mutants?
No, but they're
They just don't do
against
anything?
this. They do some things. There's a in the first issue of Powers of X, I think. It's Sabretooth, Nightcrawler, not Nightcrawler, Mystique, and Toad infiltrating and robbing a certain kind of technology from Mr. Fantastic.
Hmm.
And they get caught. Well, they catch Sabretooth and they talk to Cyclops, and Cyclops is like, hey man, you have to give us Sabretooth. And they're like, fuck no. And they're like, well, we have this nation state, we're sovereign, we punish the mutants. You do not
Hmm.
do that. And the Fantastic Four are like, we can't let that happen. And so Cyclops lets it go for a bit, then they eventually take Sabretooth back, and then instead of what do? They instead of like capital punishment or jail, they just put him inside of Krakoa in a suspended state. So he's still conscious and aware of it,
Hmm.
but he can't move. His body is basically immobile. And they're like,
Oh,
we're gonna do, and they say like mutant punishment is forever. So they tell him like this will happen forever. You are never getting out of this. And I'm like,
that's
that's way worse.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but the other superheroes are not against mutants, but I think that they will combat them in the sense that they won't let the mutants take over the world.
That makes sense.
And I don't mean like evolutionarily, but like if the mutants decided, like if Magneto got through to Professor X, like, well, we'll just kill all the humans, the Avengers will stop that.
Yeah.
And the Avengers versus X-Men run centers around the Phoenix shows up, and the Avengers do not want the Phoenix on Earth because it's dangerous. And the
Hmm.
X-Men are like, we are destined for this. So they get the Phoenix, they split it up among like 4 or 5 different people, and then they fight the Avengers. But yeah, and they're
The
around
Avengers win.
eventually.
That's crazy.
They slowly take out, it's like over the span of a long time,
Okay.
but they slowly take out certain people who have the Phoenix. So like they'll take out Namor because he had
Mhm.
1/5 of the Phoenix. But then the Phoenix gets dispersed among the other ones, and eventually it's just Cyclops alone with all the Phoenix power, and I think it drives him insane.
I was gonna say, I feel like he would destroy them if he
He did. Well, they have
yeah,
Scarlet Witch, but the mutants hate Scarlet
true.
Witch because of what she did.
Which oh,
The no more
because of
mutants
them.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What else happens? I had something to say. What was it? Oh yeah, apparently so the black hole thing that I mentioned earlier,
Hmm.
those collective society things are only scared of 2 things in the universe, and those 2 things are Galactus and the Phoenix. I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting. I don't know much
Yeah.
about the Phoenix, but I know it is overpowered as hell.
They described it in this comic, House of X, Powers of X, as the living embodiment of life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't that seems weird. I don't know. The living embodiment of life.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Did we talk about how the Phoenix is Thor's mom?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Odin,
weird.
you dog.
Oh,
Imagine pulling the
what a
living
guy.
embodiment of life. How does one do that?
Well, Cyclops did it.
Not completely. He had a little bit of a
A
head
little bit.
start, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I guess he didn't start. He didn't start the courtship with the Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the House of X, Powers of X run, we only see the Fantastic Four once. We don't see any other heroes throughout the entire series.
Wow.
I
Yeah, see,
do
that's
know
what I was
that
curious about. Because there's always
I
like
do.
the Sentinels and shit just destroying the mutants, and I feel like the Avengers and everyone would help.
They do sometimes, but that is one
Okay.
of the points of the Professor X. The day before they opened Krakoa,
Hmm.
he telepathically told the entire world about what they're doing.
Hmm.
He describes it as you all sat back and allowed the murder of our children, and it like cuts to a panel of like the Avengers,
Hmm.
which because they didn't do enough, they didn't like stop the creation of Sentinels or anything, which they
Hmm.
could have. But yeah,
More X-Men.
say more X-Men.
More X-Men. I'm excited. I definitely wasn't a huge fan of them
So
growing
X-Men
up.
97.
No, just like there was never anything that interested me that much. Like individual characters I liked, but as a kid I just didn't care too much for them. I have no idea why. But then kind of like recently, especially with X-Men 97 and kind of learning more about them, they're really cool.
Yeah, they are. And like
Yeah.
one of my I think the House of X, Powers of X storyline, it's kind of I don't know, it's loved and hated. People have mixed feelings on it.
Hmm.
I heard it described as inconsistent, which I suppose it kind of is. But what I really like about it is it's just an evolution of the universe, the Marvel
Hmm.
universe, from the perspective of the mutants, because they have never been accepted
Hmm.
despite what Xavier is trying to do and all this stuff. And this is just like the next step. This is the next thing they're trying to do, which is essentially separate themselves, not entirely, but create a nation state that keeps them safe, that
Hmm.
they have, sovereign power over, that no one can touch.
Hmm.
And just that as like a last ditch effort to preserve mutantdom. But then at the same time, it becomes a little bit like secluded, not secluded, what's what I'm looking for? Like they don't allow anyone on the island who isn't a mutant.
Hmm.
Like Franklin Richards is technically a mutant because he was born with the powers, but his powers at some point disappeared. So prior to like when he had the powers, he was allowed on Krakoa. He lost the powers. He was no longer allowed on there. They told him like, sorry, no, you don't belong here
That's
anymore.
interesting, especially if
Yeah.
you've lived there for so long.
And so it just really, and then they have to like do some immoral things like, I don't know, cloning themselves, like bioengineering future mutants designed to kill and protect, things
Hmm.
like that, like teaming up with Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse and things like that. But we do see that the Nimrod stuff is pretty Nimrod, a dumb name. The Nimrod stuff, like, it's pretty fucked up.
No, it is. Yeah.
And so, like, you can understand why they are doing this. I don't know, just a fascinating look into, like, okay, so mutants believe they are the next step in evolution, and they are. But in the Marvel Universe, at least, humans, like, evolution is a response to, like, their environment. And so humans decided, like, okay, we can change our environment and evolve in the way we want to. So they
Hmm.
combined with technology. I was like, oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, that does seem like a thing people would do, I feel
Yeah,
like. Like that's
because
always been
evolution
the
will go
theorized next
stagnant.
step. Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't know if how accurate it would be, but joining up with a Nimrod seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh well, great comic series. I don't want to see it adapted. I've heard people say like, I mean, I would love to see it adapted, but not right away.
Well, yeah,
You'd
good
have
luck
to
to it.
build up a new team of X-Men, establish them in the MCU, and then maybe in like 10 years in Phase 8, do House of X, Powers of X.
I appreciate your optimism that we'll get to phase 8.
I mean, I'm sure they think they will. I don't know. Do you think Marvel will not die, but do you think the MCU will end?
Yeah.
Do you think it will like end like a very stark, concrete end?
Yes. I think I've talked to you about this before. I think they're going to do three sagas, and I think the third one will be Galactus, and I think that'll restart the universe.
Oh, did you hear that Julia Garner was cast as
Hmm.
Silver Surfer?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
What do you
know
think of that?
anything about Julie Garner very much.
Me neither. I haven't seen
I'm
Ozark,
sure she'll
but
do fine.
yeah. Oh,
I,
also supposedly the Fantastic Four movie is set in a different universe, which we assumed.
yeah, that makes sense.
And also, for anyone out there who's upset that we're not going to get Norrin Rad Silver Surfer, we probably will. It's going to be set in a different universe.
Norrin Rad.
Oh, that's the name of Silver Surfer.
Oh, the. Do you
Because
know which one
Julia
Julia Garner
Garner,
is playing?
it's Norrin Rad's wife.
Norrin Rad. Like
She died. No,
Shava
she didn't
Ball.
die. Yeah, I assume it's just going to be Galactus because the story is Galactus shows up to eat Norrin Rad's planet. Norrin Rad says to him, "Okay, you can eat planets, but you do it slowly. Give me powers. I will scope out new planets for you. Then you can
Hmm.
eat them, but spare my own planet." And so Galactus agrees.
Oh, cool.
So his planet gets saved, but they're just going to do that same storyline, but instead of Norrin Rad, it's whatever the name you said was Shala.
Shalalal. No, Shalaball or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Galactus is a bigger threat than the multiverse.
I think he is. For one, like just the Earth itself.
Do you think because he can eat black holes?
Yeah.
But the thing, my
I don't know who
theory
else would be
was,
bigger. Maybe Apocalypse, but
yeah,
X-Men Apocalypse kind of ruined that.
no, they'll do Apocalypse again. I want to see an X-Men villain who's not Magneto, like a good one. Because
Oh,
we didn't
Doctor
get,
Doom. They should do Doctor Doom.
yeah, I mean, they are going to do. Because the thing about Galactus, my theory had always been, I think I told you this way back when. My theory was what they're going to do is have an incursion event
Hmm.
between two universes, and they have to destroy one of them or both of them and create a new one. But the remnants of that universe is Galactus because that's how he is created in the comics. It's not an
Hmm.
incursion, but a universe is about to be destroyed. So one guy, whatever Galactus's name is,
Hmm.
Craig is his name. He flies out into space, finds Eternity, I think, or someone like to that level
Yeah.
who like creates him into Galactus, and he is the living embodiment representation of that destroyed universe. So you cannot kill him because you'd be destroying an entire universe. And I think if you kill Galactus, it destroys your own universe too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's why no one can really do anything to that guy. He's
They
like,
just have to send him away or something.
they just have to bargain with him and say,
Okay.
get out of here. But and I assumed maybe the Fox universe gets destroyed, but they create a Galactus who is the representation of that. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think the MCU will end though. I mean, it will. It'll pause for a while, but I think like if it ends, then in like 20 years we'll get the return of nostalgia or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do
I,
think I'll go ahead.
I was just saying, I think it has to at some point, and I think if they're smart, they'll do it earlier than later.
Yeah, but I mean, they are smart sometimes, but they're not going to. I
Yeah.
can't think of any time where, I'm sure there is one obvious that I've not thought of, but they never end in the right place. They always go a little bit too far.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like after the multiverse saga, we got to get to, I want to see a focus on the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, but also street level characters.
Okay.
Like, I'm kind of done with, I'm not, after Guardians 3, I'm a little bit over the cosmic stuff. I still love it, but I don't trust anyone aside from James Gunn to do it really well. And
I
you
think it would be
can't,
cool to see lower scale stuff.
yeah, because you can't top. Like people were like wondering, like, what are you gonna do after the Infinity Gauntlet? Like, how can you top that? And multiverses is kind of the only thing bigger than that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing bigger than the multiverse.
Yeah.
They
They
can
don't
do an
need bigger
entire
though. They just need better.
they can do an entire saga on Battle World.
They could do Battle World. They could have the
I would
Beyonder.
watch the shit out of like a God Emperor Doom storyline.
That would be fun if they did it
Yeah.
well. Like again, it doesn't have to be bigger. As long as they do it well, I think people will be fine.
Because I think Secret Wars happens. My prediction, Avengers 5, it's no longer Kang Dynasty. Let's say it's Avengers versus X-Men. That
Okay.
ends with a combination. We get Secret Wars, which is Battle World. Post Battle World, we get a new universe where everything is a pseudo combination of the characters of the MCU and the Fox multiverse, but also like a bit of a reboot. I don't want to
Okay.
reboot because I don't want to see like Daredevil get another origin series or something. And then it focuses on like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, plus like the street level characters like Daredevil, and that's it, just Daredevil. Although
That'd be
all like
that'd be
the
cool.
yeah, but I don't know what they're gonna do. And then build up towards a Doctor Doom thing.
Yeah.
And make like I love Doctor Strange, but just make him like a staple in the MCU where like people just go to him. Like he's still doing shit, but we don't get movies dedicated to him. He's just there. He's helping out.
Yeah.
He's the Nick Fury type.
Yeah. I think that would work well. And that would make sense.
Do you know the Thunderbolts has been retitled to Thunderbolts asterisk?
No.
Like not the word asterisk, but an
Yeah.
asterisk.
Yeah.
I think there might be a subtitle or they're gonna change the name. I've heard people joke that maybe it's called Thunderbolts asterisk because within the movie they're trying to think of a better name. They're like, well, we don't want to go by the Thunderbolts, so like we'll think that'll be a placeholder. We'll find something else.
Was it renamed to that?
Florence Pugh posted a photo of the set, and that
Thunderbolts,
was
also known as Thunderbolts asterisk. Okay.
I
Wait,
really
is
don't.
Harrison Ford's in it?
Yeah, he's General Ross.
Oh
Because
yeah.
what's his face? Not what's his face. I like this guy, William Hurt. Is that who it was?
I don't know. It
The
was
General Ross died. The
yeah.
actor.
Okay.
Also, there's a rumor going around that
Pilot Debris,
Marvel or Avengers 5 is World War Hulks, which
I guess.
I don't really want to
Lewis
see.
Pullman's the Sentry. Is that confirmed?
No. I mean, maybe.
Is Google lying to me?
Yes.
I mean, it's not the first time, I
They have
guess.
not confirmed that the villain's a Sentry. It's pretty much confirmed because everyone's saying it. Even Robert Kirkman, the writer of Invincible, said that Stephen Yeun is playing the Sentry.
Well, they're lying.
We talked about how I don't
Stephen
want
Yeun
the
has nothing there, and Lewis Pullman's the Sentry.
Well, no, Stephen Yeun dropped out. He has a
Okay.
schedule conflict, but I don't know if I've said this on the show, but I don't want the Sentry to be the villain of Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I think you've talked about that because it just makes no sense. Like he would
There is
destroy
no
them.
one on the Thunderbolts team who can even come close to stopping the Sentry.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
you.
much the only thing that could stop the Sentry is himself.
Yeah, and I think you talked about how it could be him not remembering who he is or something, and they just have to stop him before he remembers or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I said that, but I'll take it.
I mean, you told me that. I don't know the Sentry well enough to have come up with that.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty much the route they're gonna have to go because
Yeah,
they have like three super soldiers. Four? Who do they have on the Thunderbolts? They have like
I
hold
don't
on,
know.
I'm gonna find the cast photo. Okay, they've got one, two, three super soldiers, two Black Widows, or whatever they're called, spies. They have Black Widow training,
Yeah,
and then Ghost,
and
who
Ghost
can
is
go through
gonna
walls.
carry.
She is the like they're this is a competent team, more or
Yeah.
less. It'd be terrifying to fight them if you were a normal person.
Mhm.
I think
But
even
your Sentry,
The Avengers could, depending on who's around, Thor could take them all out with one swing of a hammer. But like if it's actually no, the Avengers would trounce this team.
yes.
But like, how are they gonna even come close to fighting the Sentry?
I don't know. I like the idea.
My other
And
idea was it's not the Sentry, it's Wolverine. And hear me out, okay?
I think you told me. You
I
told
think
me.
I
I
did.
don't remember
I
what it
haven't
is
told it on
though.
this. I haven't said it on the show. But so Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is trying to get vibranium, right?
Hmm.
In the comics, vibranium. Oh, what am I doing? In the comics, adamantium is a human attempt. I think this is true. My understanding of adamantium is it's kind of a human attempt to replicate vibranium.
Hmm.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the head of the Thunderbolts, or she's in the movie.
Yeah.
I imagine that maybe what they're doing is they created adamantium, put it into some dude, and created Wolverine. And the Thunderbolts are going to like catch him or something. Like he got loose,
Yeah.
and the Thunderbolts have to stop that from happening. And there could be a plot point where, hold on, turn the heater back on.
Okay.
There could be a plot point where, because there's that weird. Oh, also in She-Hulk, we get she's looking at the news or something, and there's an article talking about the Eternals Celestial in the ocean, and then right below it is like a hint at Wolverine, like a crazy man in the Canadian wilderness.
Hmm.
So maybe there's the like material that Cersei or the Eternals turned the Celestial into is adamantium. And
Oh,
so
maybe.
the government went, excavated it, realized it was like a vibranium type, and then injected it into Wolverine.
Think
Because
Lewis Pullman is Wolverine then, and they're lying about the Sentry.
maybe because Stephen Yeun would have been a great Wolverine, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I don't know anything about Lewis Pullman. I'm looking
I'm
at
gonna
it.
see how tall he is. He's
He
six
was in
foot.
Top Gun Maverick.
So he's a Top
I
Gun.
don't know. This guy has the look for Sentry. And also, if it is Wolverine, which because Stephen Yeun dropped out, I don't think it's Wolverine because Wolverine would be a recurring character.
Yeah.
And if they wanted him as Wolverine, they'd have rescheduled around that
Yeah.
because Wolverine's going to be around for a long time.
It better be.
But I mean, I guess it is the Sentry, but I don't understand how they're going to stop the Sentry.
We'll wait and see, folks.
Think that movie will ever come out?
No, I think it'll be in development hell. Development.
I hope my Wolverine theory is true because I want to get some cred, some some street cred.
If it is, I'll give you $1.
You'll give me a chit if it's correct. If I'm
Yeah,
wrong,
I'll
I'll
give you
give
a
you a
chit.
chit. I'm
Stick.
I'm staking my reputation on this. It's not the Sentry. I also hesitate saying that because so many people were saying,
That
"Oh,
it's the
don't make
Sentry.
Stephen Yeun the Sentry because he's Asian." That's not why I don't want it to be the Sentry. I just don't think the Sentry is a character that the Thunderbolts, the team that we have.
Intake. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Oh well, it'll be great, right?
Yeah, I'm
I think they
excited.
said the Thunderbolts is going to be important for Secret Wars. I think they said Deadpool and Wolverine and the Thunderbolts are really important for leading up to Avengers 5 and 6. I don't know if that's true, but they also said that about
I'm sure it's
Ragnarok.
true. Oh, Ragnarok wasn't helpful.
I mean, it
It
ended
showed us
with
the
the
ship.
destruction of Asgard, and then we see the ship. So I guess it did kind of lead into Infinity War, but
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it will be. Maybe Sentry will be the big bad now.
I mean, maybe I guess because part of the Sentry is the Void, so that might come into play somehow. Look up most powerful Marvel characters. I'm pretty sure Sentry's like number 3.
What
Actually,
website should I go to?
there's gonna be a list on Marvel, I think. Hold on, I think I actually have one. I think I made a video on this or
I
a
have the top
TikTok.
10 strongest. It's not really
No,
the
that's
same
not
thing.
it.
Number one's Hulk. I guess that's fair.
Yeah,
Most power. Top 10 most, not magicians, just literally the top 10 most powerful.
magicians. Let's find out.
Okay. Oh wait. Top 10 most powerful Marvel. I have top 10 couples, top 10 Hulks, top 10 moms.
Ooh,
I'm gonna see who number one is. This is a weird list to have. Oh, it's a video. I'm not gonna watch it. Okay,
who
top
would you say
10.
is the top 10 mom, number 1 mom?
I have no idea. If you count like Guardian, then maybe
Guardian.
Aunt May. Like not an actual mom, but
Oh,
like not
I
a
was just saying
direct mom. I don't know. Marvel
because
top 10.
Sentry. Like, trying to think.
Don't-
There's a
don't-
comic where I can't remember which one, but something really bad is happening. So they send in the Sentry. Like he's like the last ditch effort.
I couldn't find the list.
Oh well. Daredevil Born Again wraps filming.
Let's go.
And Loki season 3 gets a cautious update.
They're having a season 3?
I don't believe so.
I didn't think so.
Hiddleston has no idea if it'll happen. He'll show up in Secret Wars or something.
I thought he was done.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he said he'd play it forever
Oh,
because he just
well,
has a
never
lot of
mind.
fun with it.
Maybe I just saw
All
a
right.
clickbait article.
Yeah, you probably did. You probably wrote one. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. Oh, we forgot to do your catchphrase.
Oh, I am offended by how early it still is.
He did it. He remembered.
It is my
Uh,
catchphrase. I only forgot it the once.
What should our thought baby be?
What did you think of Invincible season 2?
Oh yeah, that was our topic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thought, baby. Do you think the Sentry is the villain in Thunderbolts, even though everyone's saying it is? Do you?
How do you think it's gonna work?
Yeah, because I guarantee there's something I'm missing.
Yeah.
So let us know. You can find us at Not Rand on YouTube, Not Rand TikTok, Not Rand Reddit, Not Rand Tumblr if you want to check out some polls. I've got a few running right now. Email us at randomreese in the email at gmail.com. Find us on Discord at the Bud Hole. Does anyone join?
No.
Okay.
It's
Well,
just yeah. I think I checked a
I
couple
don't
days
know how
ago.
to market things. Like Tumblr, I get actual like people actually follow me.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that on purpose. Reddit, one person joined our Reddit. I don't know who it was, but I don't use the Reddit. Yeah, I'll figure out how to market our Discord.
Okay.
Any clothing, Rhys?
Any clothing?
Any closing remarks? Any
Oh,
clothing
clothing.
remarks?
No, I think.
Oh, should we can have our catchphrase be, I go, any clothing remarks? And you say, that's a great pair of pants.
Okay, I'm ready.
Any clothing remarks?
That's a great pair of pants.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.